We are alive. I think. What is this?
One, two, 1, 2. Is this enchanted profile picture working?
I know that voice. That's a YouTuber. That's such a YouTuber voice. I know who that is. I have to. If I don't know who that is, that's a travesty.
Yours.
I got a fucking bot in my chat yesterday? The fuck? Interesting.
So precious. Battle means getting your hands dirty.
And what would you know about it? Hiding behind your fancy Tesla turrets, I'm the
Oh, they're trying to imitate Discord. Oh, admin the king, first king raw hands. Majestic Mage 420. Tesla King 007.
one actually throwing fists on the ground. Enough. You play however
Enough!
you like, and stop bullying each other.
Ha! He's right. Remember the last run? I built so many Tesla towers.
I hate this. Hello Satan! It has been a long time. How are you doing? I am retired now. Did you see? Officially melee retired.
The enemies never even saw my castle gates. Ah, yes, the timeless tactic of build a big.
It's great. It's great being retired. I created the biggest shitstorm ever in the Reddit thread. I checked on the thread after I threw a nuke into it. Are you a full-time PoE gamer now? No. I will say we're getting really close now. Not to PoE, but after we're done with Off the Devil, I will be streaming the porn game that I've been talking about for like 5 years. That's the next game afterwards. I have work this weekend. Idea is we finish Off the Devil in the next 2 days, and then I work over the weekend, and then I probably start the porn game the next week. That'd be funny. But this, I'm cringing so. Why is it a Discord conversation?
My methods are more elegant.
At least we make contact. You do realize not every problem can be solved with steel, right? Sometimes you have to negotiate.
Once the enemy just wanted a treat.
I just got 5 ads in a row. XD, Lamau.
And snacks. And
What, really? Oh, it's because I've set it so it runs ads once every hour. It's the minimum amount of ads. But no, I should have said... Did they up the ads again? I hate Twitch. Please, did they up the ads again? Yeah, if you don't put it on recommended, it reduces the, like, it doesn't remove pre-rolls. But what happened was you got hit by the ads the instant that the ads, or the the instant you came in. That's hilarious. You got 6 ads in a row. I'm sorry about that. God, I hate that you have to run ads though. Yeah. I can't really lower it more, I'm sorry.
took your gold, your...
Wait, how's this? This is the cringiest thing I've ever seen. I can hear it again? Nice. I was pointing out that this is the cringiest game I've ever seen.
Walls.
It's very positive though, and the first thing I see, big issue, you cannot save and continue. Lamau, XD, Lamau, XD. Something porn game, something? Yeah, it's I'm just saying that I'm after we're done with Off the Devil, I'll stream the porn game I've been talking about for years. That's happening probably next week. I just want to check on some titles on Steam before I start off the devil, so people can drop in. Lo-fi music to relax to 101. I'm good. These sound like the same title. This game came out. This is by Matthew Mitosis, actually.
Logic Bombs is a logic puzzler.
I love this because the... He just uploaded the fucking trailer to YouTube and I just heard his voice and like every fiber of my being came back like
for the Game Boy.
with happiness.
Used deductive reasoning to tackle 100.
For those who don't know, this guy inspired like Joseph Anderson, like fucking what's his name? Super Eye Patch Wolf, Never Knows Best, like a whole bunch. Noah, whatever the fuck his full channel name is. There's so many like video essay creators who were inspired by this dude. I love this guy's content.
160 puzzles about bombs. All you need to do in Logic...
I did see his most recent video. It's on one of my favorite games in the past like 5 years. I love Void Stranger. I've finished Void Stranger. Where is it? However, I didn't realize Zero Ranger tied into it. I only have 47 minutes into Zero Ranger, so we might stream Zero Ranger actually. That could be on the horizon. But where's Void Stranger here? I have a lot of hours in Void Stranger. That's a lie. That's a lie. I have not played 20 hours. I played a lot more than 20 hours. I guess I played while I was on without internet for most of it. I guess that makes sense. I was playing on my Steam Deck with no internet. Yeah, Psych is the reason I got the game. Psych, I popped into a stream where Psych was streaming it, and I was like, that's interesting. Huh. But this is, I like to describe it this way. Void Stranger is the same type of puzzle game as La Milana. Except La Milana doesn't deserve its bullshit. La Milana has a ton of really esoteric, fucked up puzzles, but it doesn't deserve it. Like, it's not cool enough to deserve the bullshit that it has going on. I mean, I might have linked Dosh Doshington. I was gonna say Dosh Doshington has a video on La Milana. This was one of the first Steam games I ever played. Actually, fun fact. Let me see. Last played 2018. It's also I pirated it beforehand. I'm pretty sure because I have completed La Milana. I think here I think I just got tired on a rerun. I really like that video. It's really good. But La Milana is a fuckers game, and the thing is, La Milana doesn't deserve to be a fuckers game because the parts that aren't a fuckers game aren't interesting enough, in my opinion. Like, legitimately, the best part about La Milana is unironically the third boss fight. The third boss fight is the coolest part about La Milana. La Milana, Tower in the Sky boss. This is the coolest fight. This is the coolest part about La Milana, like, by far. You go in here. And this happens, and I was like, I'm losing my shit. Except this boss fight sucks ass. It's so bad. His hurt boxes are awful. He's like a full-ass block that goes here. Except he has a small part here where he doesn't have a hurt box, but I swear he still has a hitbox. Hitting him without getting hit yourself is so annoying. But yeah, this is the coolest part of the game in terms of like aesthetics and everything. And it just doesn't come close to anything that Voice Ranger does. It's the same thing with the OST, where Voice Ranger OST just goes unfathomably harder than Lamalana. Yeah, that's fair. I would say that Voice Ranger is super worth playing. I'm sad. I watched what's it called? I watched part of Sea Dog's video before I finished Voice Ranger, and it like fucked up my progression a little bit. I fucked up the way I like got through the game. I made it a little easier than it should be. Is this the one? No. There's like 10 songs that, yeah, Voice Ranger OST, but it's all the good tracks. Agreed. There's a few I really love. Did you watch the entire? Did you watch the entire Eye Patch Wolf video? Also, Sandy Beach. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you joined. You have the same color as Satan. My brain didn't connect at all that you were a different person. Hello, happy Morgan Monday. But yeah, I love Void Stranger. It is a very good game, and I should stream Zero Ranger actually. You watched the entire video? Okay, then you should definitely wait until it's out of your memory. But yeah, it's a fantastic fucking game, and it took me a couple tries to get through, I will say. Oh, thank you for doing that, Sandy Beach. That makes it way easier. But what's it called? Lamelana has a guide, the hint-based guide to Lamelana. This game is unplayable if you're not as demented as I am. I think I spent over 100 hours on my first playthrough because I didn't want to use hints, and I still used, like, I did not complete the what's it called? The Gate of Time or the Hell Temple without looking shit up. Like it's fucked. You can't really do it. In a different vein, not the same vein. In a different vein, Void Stranger, the small puzzles in Void Strangers get really fucking annoying if you if you don't have a patience of steel. Is this the one that, yeah, so this one is cool because this one has like spoilers, and a lot of the puzzles will have like different layers where you're like, okay, you have like the first part, and then you have the second part, and then the third part, and like you can go through progressively if you want to just figure out part of the puzzle instead of entirely. So I looked for a few of those because I got really annoyed. There's a point in the game where you can lose all your abilities, and I didn't realize I could get them back, so I did hard mode with no abilities, and that shit is not okay. Why do they have such good I don't know. It's like every time. Like you always just have bangers every time. Oh yeah, strobe fluctuation is sick. I mean, the Lamelana one, Lamelana only has like 4 OSTs or tracks that I really like, but one of them is such a gigabanger. I think I've used it in every YouTube video I've made that has like its own music. And funnily enough, it's not Fearless Challenger, which is what most people think. But this is one of the 4. I really like this track. Starting the game and having this playing is such a good mood setter. But no, it's this one. I fucking love this song. Wait, do I have... Has it bugged out? This is so evil. Why does this happen every time? I've gotten the achievement for Void Stranger like 5 times, but it ungives me the achievement for some reason, and I don't know why. But I like 100% of players has this achievement. I have this achievement, I swear. It was nice catching up, Beth. Hello, hello. Welcome to the retirement Maxin stream. I think it's intentional. It makes sense story-wise because you do lose. Yeah, I get it. It's just annoying. Give me my achievement. I want it to show up as 100% complete achievements. You know, 1 out of 1. Oh God. Anyway, let's play. Off the Devil. God. The thing about Seer Ranger is the Seer Ranger is such a short game. I feel like I kind of want to get it in between. Maybe we do. Actually, it's a short game. 12 hours, 30 hours. Maybe it's not a short game. I realize that Void Stranger looks like a short game, and then you play it, and then it's a 60, 70 hour game. So, maybe not. But to be fair, the fucking porn game I'm talking about is, I've got 100 hours into it, so like, it's still short comparatively. 12 hours minimum? Yeah, you're right. We did figure it out that, like, those were the 2 bounds. Why have that many hours? Yeah, it's, that game is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Like, no joke, no exaggeration. It has like the best plot I've played in years and years and years. I love the Last Sovereign's plot. And yeah, that's about it. It's really, really smart and well written. That's why I have that many hours. It's free playthroughs. They recently finished the main plot. They're doing the final post-game patch. I played halfway through and then did a fully optimized run like years ago. When did I do it? Oh fuck it. Can you see more than just your last played? Can you see when you like put the most hours in? I guess not. Pool has ruined me. I mean, I don't think that's ruining it. That just means you got the spark back. That's sick. I'll say the porn game Steam page has the best fucking. It has the best like thing to sell it. Let me on your profile rather from library. View my profile. Oh, I've hidden it on my profile. But can I see it? No, I can't see it. All games. Can I see it? Yeah, I can. My game stats, my game content. Is it? Wait, is it here? Is it this you meant? I just want to see when I actually played it, because I logged into it when they added achievements like a little bit ago. No. The thing is, I logged into it recently, but I played it like 2 years before that. I just want to see how many years ago I played it actually. Oh yeah, here's the screenshot. Thoughtful exchanges of ideas, discussion of moral imperatives, nuanced interpersonal understanding, and then tit fucking. It's just that sells the game. That's the game. That's the game. It's good stuff. Non-option? Okay. Thank you, though. Okay, where were we? And we're not going to see the tit fucking. Truly unfortunate. Yeah. Sorry to say. Oh, Satan. Do you watch Rustic Studies at all? What game has the tit fucking? The game I'm gonna stream after this. Unless I do a quick Zero Ranger stream in between. But the name is The Last Sovereign. This game here. I've been meaning to stream this for years. And they finished the main plot. I finally feel like I can go and finish it. It's really good. It has a safe for work toggle though, so you won't see the tit fucking. I was gonna say that the newest video he did on Final Fantasy was really good. The Ristic Studies video. I really like that one. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, we finished the investigation. Haven't seen that one yet. Yeah, I actually started crying a little bit, like happy tears, just from the way he interacted with a game I love in that one. Really good. This time the NSFW filter will work. Dude, it was so funny reading the patch notes. Dude, look at this. TLS 0800 is released. This was a beast of an update, it's going to be a beast to finish, la la la. This is the end of a very long game, after all, it should be rewarding. The SFW toggle has been fixed and restored, giving you the option to pixelate all NSFW images, including sprites, portraits, and battlers. Motherfucker, the option was in the game the patch before this. Do you mean it didn't work? About to get fucking destroyed by Twitch. Just like ban hammered down immediately. That would be so funny. Get it twisted, yeah. So we're at court now again, I think. Or we'll see. I don't know exactly where we're at right now. Hi. Now, would you stand back? We've almost got this thing open, right? Oh yeah, so we are in the middle of the court trial. We got a recess, and we had to go get data for the final day. I think we've just started the final day. Trying to brute force your way inside. Sounds good, Satan. See you around. Hope you pop in for the porn game. Hit me up when porn game starts. I will. I'll write down a note to send you a DM when it starts. DM Satan _Tia when porn game starts. I'll put that in my calendar. I said right? Yes, ma'am. We're almost set up for the first stage now. First stage? Of how many? First of 5 timed explosions. Why the fuck are we destroying the... We have the password. We can get in. Remember, we need to relink the API after each trigger is planted. I hate the future. What do you mean relink the API after each trigger? There's no way this is like worse Why is the bomb linked to an API? The fuck are you doing? Yep, just did that, and now it's checking for... Why the fuck does the bomb need an update? What are we doing here? No rush. Would you like to know the password? You know the password? There's a password? If you're withholding information, I swear... Relax, I want to get in there just as much as you do, detective. I'm not going to play games. As long as you say please. Tell me the password, please. Chat. Most important decision of the run. Are we decide your fate? It's SUNSHINE. Lady, I will hit you. Oh. We are assholes in this game, and I love it. I love that so much, actually. Adonai. Thanks. Now I'm gonna slap you with a discovery fine so heavy your teeth will ring for. Hey, I submitted all my paperwork, even told Rockford the password myself. So boys, when I asked if there was a passkey on record, and you told me this lock couldn't be bypassed, I do want to say that we really don't get many opportunities to use the incendiary breaching system. So this was still a really valuable experience for all of us. I'm gonna phrase this as professionally as possible. Kill yourself. You're still here? I thought you wanted to look inside. You can go first. Thanks. So the gloves, all the black, that's not a work thing. You dress like a doorman on the weekends too. I like that our murder noise is back. You should cover your mouth when you yawn. Like you cover your eye when you want to look cool. I shouldn't let her get to me, but I had a late night. Emma and I were at the courthouse until well into the morning, poring over the data Sarah had taken off David's computer. We both knew it all to be inadmissible, of course, but neither of us wanted to miss a hint that the other might find. There were a few years' worth of camera footage files we couldn't afford the time to watch, let alone decrypt. Alongside thousands of technical documents detailing David's various intellectual properties. As far as I could tell, none of it was relevant, let alone compelling enough to matter to Barrows or the other powers that be. As usual, Emma wasn't exactly an open book, but it did seem like she was making bored yawns, not thoughtful ones. Her eyes only ever lit up when she saw Sarah enter the panic room, and when she saw what she was holding when she left. If she wanted this room searched, it could only be for... So where's this journal supposed to be? Rockford didn't say. I'll just have to search the place top to bottom. Mostly bottom with your height, the tops of some of these shelves. Sure, and you can look up your own ass. I get it. Then why not just let me say it? A toy car? No, it's too detailed and boring. Must be some kind of model kit or replica. Strange. David didn't like driving. Why keep a model of some random sports car? Is this a reference? I'm like scouring my brain trying to figure out if this is a reference. Something caught in your throat, detective. Oh my god. I have an open window in the bathroom and open balcony and open window here where I'm playing. And if I don't block the door to the bathroom, it'll like lock itself whenever a gust of wind happens, and that just happened and jump scared me. Like, oh, fucking random ass door slamming noise. It's not some random sports car, it's a Lawrence Adamant. Believe it or not, I'm not familiar, detective. The last great fossil fuel automotive experience the world will ever see. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.43 seconds. They set those records without computational assistance. Is that a big deal? It was unheard of, even back in the 50s. This was some design competition test car with a 2-liter tank, mind you. This was a vehicle you could own and drive. Human engineering, pure horsepower, and manual transmission. Thank God. When they first left the production line... This conversation's like quicksand, killing me in the most boring way possible. Yes, well, I guess David didn't entirely agree with you since we're looking at a model of it when he could have easily just bought one. Or maybe your friend understood that a beauty like that deserves to be driven on streets where people can see it, instead of gathering dust in some rich guy's basement. I think she's actually upset. I don't know if he has a car. No clue. But I don't think it would be one from the 50s. Rice is searching the cabinets now. Same ones I found Sarah's papers in. I doubt I missed anything, but... Hey, what are you... Do you mind? Just trying to help. I've got spam in my junk folder that's more helpful than you are. Didn't spot anything that I missed yesterday among the cabinets. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Irfan. How are you doing? I love the I have your IP. This might be my favorite emote we have. The I have your IP meme. It's so good. Happy to see both of you. How are you doing? Eddie, I'm retired. Irfan, how do you feel that I'm retired? This is important. I need your take. I need like the React YouTuber take. Call me like Wash. You have like 3 options. You can call me Washed. You can say I made a mistake. You can say something good about it. What did you retire from? What did you retire from? I retired from Melee. Was the same as before? No, I probably won't even play Marth at all. I doubt I'm going out to play much. It's only if Prison drags me out to something. I have no interest in traveling for myself. And where's the fucking viewer channel there? There's literally a setting for it. Your Falco would go hard though, for sure. Yeah, I made a video 3 days ago called Melee Retirement. Also, hello, face reveal. And when you said, and then I giggled, you said incestuous. Yeah, but it's true! It's true, it is incestuous! It's the best way to describe it. But, God, I love the fucking... I love the Reddit thread, though. I didn't show it. Let me do... I love the Reddit thread. I was so evil and made and threw in a hand grenade. There's like a whole ass like politics thing here. A politics thing. I'll put this over on this side so you can actually see it. So first of all, this wasn't funny. Did Exy get banned? Why the fuck did Exy get banned? This was Exy saying it. What, the box thing? No, it was here. Like Junebug, can these guys not quit without doing some moral grandstanding? And I wrote, release the files. Referring to the Epstein files, of course. Add no? Okay. Fucking the Epstein files. This became politics, man.
Do you have any idea how good this feels?
Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it. No more ad? Did that solve the ad, or do you still have to finish watching the ad? Are you back after you subscribe, or do you have to finish watching the ad? I had to. Yeah, that's so tragic. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. I can tell you that we'll stream a lot more. I have a streaming plan right now, which is we'll stream Off the Devil until we finish daily. So we've got probably either we're done today or tomorrow, I think. And then I was gonna stream The Last Sovereign immediately, but then I realized that I kind of want to play Seer Ranger because I played Void Stranger and I've heard the plot of Seer Ranger ties into it, and it's way shorter than The Last Sovereign. So we'll probably start that next week. So the idea is streaming until we're done with Off the Devil, and then we play other games next week. But yeah, no, I wrote release the files referring to the Epstein files, and oh god. Define fascism, then show how that word applies to Trump, Mussolini, and Hitler. Oh. What do you mean by moral grandstanding? Did you watch the video? I did. What specific part are you referring to? I guess Pip briefly touched on the US political environment. I would hardly call that moral grandstanding though, lol. That's simply how much most of the Europe thinks about America currently. According to Redditors. Fucking... oh... This was also hilarious. What video? I was wondering who do you mean, been wondering for a while. This video lol and Captain Falcon. What the fuck is happening? What's wrong with you? Seriously, I feel like supporting Trump in any capacity should get you banned. Lol, it's not a proxy Trump support comment, get over yourself. Agreed 100%, but this is not a popular opinion among the average Melee player. Loser. Never even heard of him. You can't use your ignorance as a weapon. It won't hurt anyone. Oh, I thought that was really funny. I loved scrolling through this, and I was like, I caused this. But then also, like, the moral grandstanding comment was before I said anything too, right? But yeah, this thread was hilarious to scroll through. It's so little discussion about what I did and so much about the about politics. There's no way they have enough dioxygen to power a functional brain. Oh, I agree. I agree. It's completely unhinged in the best possible way. It's so good. You say you don't want to go to the US and they go, what the fuck is he talking about? The US is the best country ever. Didn't spot anything that I missed yesterday among the cabinets. Better check elsewhere. Are these drawers or just panels? Maybe if I... Spice 8 rack? I have no idea who that is. No. Now I wanna enlighten myself. Who is Spice 8 rack? Oh, it's magic. I do know who this is. I watched a couple of their videos. This motherfucker showed up in a MBT video. This was a great video. It had no goal at all. It had zero structure. It's just them. It's just chatting about fucking goblins.
More so, diversity is.
It's just talking about goblin cards in both games. It's all it is.
Goblin.
If you want 36 minutes of two really funny people talking about goblins, then watch this. MBT is like one of my favorite YouTubers. Like, this shit is great. Gabonga. I love Gabonga. Does that sound hollow to you? What? I don't know. I'm not a carpenter. I don't see any handles anywhere. No hidden pressure plates or switches. What the hell am I saying? I'm not a carpenter either. I wouldn't recognize the secret button if it was slathered in yellow paint. Oh yeah, Eddie. You weren't here yesterday. Let me show you a crash out from yesterday. I put this in the Discord actually. But it's faster to just get it from the blue sky. Fucking, I crashed out yesterday. It's on the line. Adonai? The state can't destroy my property without first proving you're an AI. And there's no test they can use to prove that you're an AI. No, 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 no. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. It's red text and it says Devil's Proof. I spent like 2 minutes being angry at it, and then it goes, what the fuck are you talking about? What? No, it's not a Devil's Proof. You're literally using it incorrectly. And then it goes past, and it's just like, it's great. And then you get the fucking it's here somewhere. Devil's Proof, and at the bottom it says, users also frequently search for which is real? Which is real, question mark? Which is real? Which real? What the fuck am I searching for? There it is. This datapad, it's displaying a news article from last week. Guess that confirms that he was coming and going here fairly regularly. Not right to repair? No. Not again, this many years later. A higher court judge this week shot down for the 5th time an appeal by the Consumer Rights Alliance on their famously divisive right to repair lawsuit, once again signaling the state's intent that corporations remain in control of their legally protected intellectual property. Obviously we're disappointed, said Miles Erkman, head of legal counsel for the CRA, but we got no intentions of giving up the fight. People used to be able to fix things when they broke, so long as they were willing to set aside an afternoon towards the task. Now trying to patch up your own property with your own tools is a finable offense, just because the state has had lobbyists whispering in its ear for far too long. Erkman's legal strategy remains contentious, and in the eyes of most legal scholars, generally unfounded. The emergency industry... I need to read this before I say them. The Emergency Industry Acquisitions Act, passed in 2057, guarantees the holder of an intellectual property patent certain state-provided protections against tampering and reproduction and outline fees for those who would violate said IP. Violate said IP. The fact that ownership of IPs has shifted from individuals and the state towards corporate entities since the Act's passing means little in the eyes of the law. If Mr. Erkman and the CRA have a problem with intellectual property law, they should take it up with their representatives in the legislature. Legislature? Legislature. Legislature. Legislator. Legislature. The higher courts are a place for laws to be applied, not rewritten. And so long as journalism that refuses to buckle to foreign actors trying to stoke anti-capitalist sentiments can't be found just anywhere. Subscribe. I love that every single fucking article in the entire game goes, we are anti-capitalist, we are with the small guys. Subscribe now. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's actually one of the best running gags. Right to repair. Didn't realize anyone was still fighting that particular fight. Seems like the courts have made their opinion on the matter very clear, so for the foreseeable future, corporations can look forward to more sales than ever. Any phone that gets scratched, every widget that breaks, they get to sell us the replacement. There'll always be a grey market of hermits willing to risk some skin on reselling patched up tech, but the vast majority of people will just click that purchase button, assuming they don't just have it on auto. Sarah should have pulled everything of note off the computer, but I've looked everywhere else already, might as well try. What are you expecting to find, Balatro? Does this computer seem normal to you? Exceedingly so. Yeah, why? David was a programmer, but this looks consumer grade, fresh off the shelf. Would Dr. David Asher use a bog standard operating system on his most private hidden computer? There's a trash bin on the desktop. Oh. It's in the trash bin, it says new folder, and then inside it says new folder 2, and then inside it says don't look, and then afterwards it says really don't look, and then it's like porn, and then you click the porn thing and there's a password. It's a pretty low-tech solution, but maybe I can restore the contents. Are you seriously gonna try and recover lost files, Granny? Unlike cops, I don't get paid overtime, so yes, I sometimes try things instead of standing around. There's a text file in here, but it's 0 bytes. But how many bit is it? Maybe there's information in the metadata. I double-clicked. What was that? It came from under the desk. Okay, how do you make a 0 byte script? Or rather, a 0 bit script. It can't have any data in it. I love sci-fi. A small drawer popped out, and inside it, a well-worn journal. Does it have his name on it? No. Guess it belongs to the android. Do you recognize his handwriting or not? Neat. Even words. Small lettering with minimal punctuation. Lots of line breaks, haphazard use of capitalization, the penmanship of a coder. What does that mean? First entries dated back in grad school, before he even started with Noble. Yeah, it's his. So may I? Only because you asked so politely. Full scan. Stream it to WorkNet. High fidelity. Legibility. Frame by frame. I love buzzwords. Voice commands. She's flipping through the pages pretty damn fast. What are you... This part takes concentration. Okay, here. What? You're just giving it to me? I already got a copy. Texts are probably already analyzing as we... Oh shit, my head. Can't exactly rip the journal out of her hands while she's curled over in agony. As much as I'd enjoy it. Guess I could always enjoy watching her writhe instead. So how long's it been? 2 months or so? And still that sensitive, so the eye patch really doesn't block your sight. Only a little bit, like wearing sunglasses after getting your pupils dilated. Funnily enough, I'm going to a pre-scan, like a pre-op for my eye surgery on Wednesday. I'm spooked, I'm scared, and I'm paying a fuck ton of money for it. Not for the pre-op, but for the actual operation. It costs about $4,000. Wait, but if you can see through an eye patch, then does closing your eye even do anything? Not much on its own, but in combination with the patch, it's not so bad. Luckily, I was so exhausted after the surgery, otherwise I might not have slept at all those first 48. I feel like it shouldn't be lucky, it should be luckily. Thoughts? Opinions? Contradictions? Hate mail? Love letters? None? Okay. You're not wrong, Sandy Beach. It's just, sometimes I like words when they do other words than when they word in the sentence where they word. So is your eye gonna get weaker over time? No, more like my brain gets better at ignoring it. Mind over matter. Soon enough I'll be able to close my eye and see all that extraneous data as... You know, whatever the hell those floaty, blurry things are that you never think about. Gross. Oh! They're talking about the eye cataract things that you get, that like, when you look into the sun and shit. And some people have permanently when you age. And the voice commands. Training wheels until I can do it with eye muscles alone. You just have to keep practicing. Yeah, like trying to play piano with your tailbone muscles. There's no such thing as tailbone muscles. Yeah, well, that's what makes it so goddamn hard. You don't ever regret it? I don't know. Not really, I think. Hard to admit you've got buyer's remorse after trading over your literal pound of flesh. Never thought about it, but people used to say I had my dad's size. Ow. Now I got one less of them, but it's red, so it's like a Sharingan. So like you can probably sell your fucking I should remember what Kurapika's clan is named. What the fuck is Kurapika's clan named? It's the Scarlet Eyes. You can probably sell one of your Scarlet Eyes. Here, take the journal, and go find an elective surgeon to upsell you, if you're that curious. I need to get back to work. A surprisingly hasty retreat. Sorry, I had to scroll over to the weeb emote because I couldn't parse it, but that is a fantastic emote. But now I'm free to read this over with some privacy. From the top then. Wait, has Eddie seen Hunter x Hunter? Is he a filthy fucking liar in my chat? That's like a bannable offense if you weren't subbed. From the top then. Grad school. Today was a bad day. Errors in lines. 2100. Wait. 21,165. 26,643. Somewhere in there, 5,000 lines. It worked yesterday. I don't want to look at another screen for the rest of my life. Oh, fucking mood. Feels nice to put pencil to paper again after who knows how long. But my handwriting's gone terrible. This is too far back to be relevant. But he's your friend! Read it! Okay, these dates here would be from when he started his career with Noble. A lot of this isn't even really writing. Seems like snippets of code or an internal monologue so close to code that I can't follow it. And a lot of entries about his unintentional Casanovaing. What is Casanovaing? I'm uncultured, I don't know what that means, unironically. Can I get a TLDR so I don't have to Google it and go on a rabbit hole? I don't know, I'm expecting the few people in the chat to be more cultured than I am. Which I feel like is probably a safe bet, but I also can't, like... If you just say no, I don't know either, that's fine. I can accept that. I just default to thinking that you're all more cultured than me. I know Casanova is an old black and white film that's like romantic and has airplanes. Well, that's better than... That's better than anything I could tell. Eddie, I was asking, what is Casanovaing? I don't know what it means. I guess it's like being romantic oldie times, whatever. Thank you for the context. You are more cultured than me. About a dude that goes around flirting with anyone? There we go. Okay, I got it. Got the vibes. Thank you. Hit a wall because someone thought it was a good idea to steal API instead of just buying it. Fucking... This has happened so many times in real life. Helen says I can't call it stealing, but that's what it is. She's right, as she always is with company stuff. But it's still idiotic. Small people with short sight, who only know how to be sheep and have no idea how to be inventive. New route for the meshing issue though, good potential. Got approval from that big mean bastard who lives overseas. Blum blue? Umblo? Bumblo? Not Bumblo, not Crumblo, not Grumblo. Helen said we'll have to make the same pitch a dozen more times next week, but it's all for show. Wait, Helen is okay, yeah, I wasn't sure what the first name was, but yes, Helen Young. Fine by me. Already got our win. Wait, did he? Okay. It wasn't her who stole it. Fine by me. Already got our win. Toasted each other over sheep vodka and with cheaper office supply cups. This is the story Young told me. Western branch nerve analogs are finally showing potential. At their pace, it could even be profitable sometime before the heat death of the universe. Too damn big, practically tentacles, should at least be hairs. Evolution can do their job better. Colette came into work for what I thought was a late lunch date. You know who you don't want at work? Do you know who you really don't want in your workplace? This motherfucker. You know who you really fucking don't want in your workplace? This motherfucker. Colette, stay away from anything important forever. I don't care that it's plot relevant and makes perfect sense that you're that fucking, like, ditzy and can't do shit. I don't care that it's tragic as fuck and made me cry like 5 times. I don't care. Get away from the workplace. Eddie, do you remember the actual plot reason? Where the fuck is this coming from? Okay, Kirby, are you ever gonna play Tales of Symphonia? This character is so funny, I love her to bits, but she's also the least, like, she's the most fucked up, least capable individual of all time. Can I see? Clumsy. Colette is shown to be fairly clumsy. Fucking understatement of the century. Tales of the what? Tales of Symphonia. Really good RPG that I grew up playing. It's the best RPG on the GameCube, I want to say. Which I nostalgia dive just because I've decided to detour for a second. I want to hear this, so I'm gonna hear this. I love the skeleton dude. He shows up in every dungeon for no reason. Also, fun fact, this opening is only... They didn't have enough time or money to do lyrics, and they didn't want to have the Japanese one because they were afraid of, like, people not understanding it. So they just removed everything and put in, like, an epic, generic epic song. This is the original. Fucking banger. Okay, Colette is the most clumsy motherfucker of all time. She stumbles on everything. She can never, like, even walk correctly. She's so incompetent. But she's cute, and she tries her best at all times, right? Then you find out. Plot spoilers for Tales of Symphonia. Colette is the chosen one. Turns out, being the chosen one means you're being converted into an angel, or like into a body that an angel will use. You're gonna get body snatched. And every step of the way in your journey, you lose more and more feeling in your body and connection to your body. So the reason she's so clumsy and gets clumsier throughout the game is because she slowly stopped being able to feel and is just like miming her way through the world, pretending to be fine, because she doesn't want to hurt anyone in her party. And it's so fucking tragic, but also just fucking tell us! Motherfucker! We could have figured out that there was some bullshit behind that and that you shouldn't be sacrificed like years beforehand. Are you stupid? Kratos. I love Kratos as well, though, yeah. Hair guy as well. This was my jam. I fucking love this girl. She's so based. Jeff Bezos, by the way. This is Jeff Bezos. This is Casanova. No, she didn't say anything. She just stood there. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm ditzy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just keep walking. Oh. Yeah, by the way, this is... I love Jeff Bezos in this game. This guy, Jeff Bezos, he is the richest man alive, and he, like, accidentally killed someone with his hands. It wasn't intentional, but he did. And so what he does is he just vows to never use his hands again and just does full Sanji. But it's even better than Sanji because he wears fucking chains. He's the richest man alive and he just wears chains at all times. Say something, Colette! Anything! Communicate that you are dying! Eddie, do you know who Colette is? Do you know? This is Colette. This is Colette. That's Colette the entire game. That's just Colette. I strongly believe that that's just Colette. Sorry for the detour, but they said Colette came into work for what I thought was a lunch date. And I immediately thought of the fucking, of Colette in that game. Holy shit, she's so funny that she just like, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, at the end of the game, I'm just gonna tell you that I'm dying. I could have told you before, but, you know, it didn't really come up. Like, I didn't think about it too much. I'm sorry. Oh... I don't think that romance is that bad, actually. I think that romance, if you do all the optional stuff, is pretty good. I like that romance a lot. I didn't know her voice could get that loud. People were staring. Red said that she must have been upset for a long goddamn time to blow up that big. Who the fuck is Red? Oh, it's us. Really? I just hated Colette too much? Yeah, you... Okay, if... The thing is, I get it from Colette's perspective. If you do all the optional stuff, I don't know where, I don't even know if it is optional. I know it's very close to the end of the game, so it probably is. But, like, she's turbo depressed the entire game. Like, she's convinced that she has to die, and she knew from... The only one who doesn't know that Colette is gonna die at the end of the journey is Lloyd. Everyone else in the party knows from the start that she is going to die at the end. They just don't know that it's gonna mean that fucking... the angel is gonna try and ruin the world. They think it's for a good cause. But everyone's sure that she's gonna die, which is why they don't say anything. Because they don't want to break Lloyd's heart. And Colette is super turbo depressed the entire game. So I have a lot of fucking respect for Colette, even though she's so annoying. Red said that she must have been upset for a long goddamn time to blow out that big. I missed this whole monologue. Why? Did you leave? Why would you do that? Because my dad called? That's fair. I respect that. You know, we could go back and do it all over again. No, just kidding. I hope you had a good talk with your dad. Her texts were always sweet. I had no idea. Upset, Colette wrote man whore in lipstick across your office door. Based? Imagine if you had actually been cheating on her instead of just being forgetful. The thing about Red is if you want to know what she's thinking, you have to stop paying attention. Ignore her body language and her posture and the words she's saying and the smirk on her lips. Ignore everything except her eyes. If you can do that, every now and then you'll catch a glimpse of how she's really feeling. Master this one weird trick and you too can tell when Morgan's trying really hard not to laugh at the word man whore. It was funny. Sue me, you dead bastard. Wait, this is? I know this date. I'm never driving anywhere again, never leaving home again. He was waiting outside the parking garage with a bottle. I couldn't smell anything, couldn't hear anything. Locked myself in my car and filed another report with another cop. It soaked into the seat, ruined it. I want to burn the whole car. I don't want to think about what I did to my clothes. I want to burn them too. I don't want to think about how long it was on my skin. I was in the shower for so long. I felt red and raw when I got out. I don't want to think about these stupid people and their small, cruel lives ever again. I want to be invisible. Red didn't ask why I wanted to spend the night. She also didn't ask why I had clearly packed a bag big enough for a week. She's kind like that. Kind by omission. I don't have a kind bone in my body, but I can at least try to pay attention. I was paying close attention to her eyes when she opened the door and saw what a mess I was. But whatever she was feeling, it wasn't something I recognized. Kind people don't read their friends' diaries, David. The next chunk of pages are all technical, nothing biographical. But the handwriting, the spacing, it's cleaner, more consistent. Please don't tell me you like lobotomize yourself and that's why you're so like emotionally distant. Here's something I can parse. Feels like pure freedom working outside the box. Tess is suffocating, but you'd never know. Chronic malnutrition of a coder's best instincts. Have you read Homunculus? No. Not the original story. It's a fucked up manga? Wait, I've read the manga. I haven't read the, like, I have read the Homunculus manga, yes. Did I finish it? Wait, no, I picked up Homunculus, but I never finished it. I should read it. I really like the Homunculus. I really like that type of story. The more fucked up, the better. Chronic malnutrition of a coder's best instincts. Like a kid again, putting blocks together. Making things. Making things, not products. Oh, they're talking about the programming language Tess. There's nothing profitable about any of this. If I'm being honest, this is just play. And he follows that up with more coder brain crap. But the handwriting's still lighter. Like he really was having fun. Humility is the mother of all invention. Just like repetition is the mother of learning. Or something like that. Feels like it might be I might be paraphrasing someone else poorly, but that's part of this new approach. Yeah, no, you're paraphrasing repetition is the mother of learning. When it comes to coding, you never want to waste time trying to be smart. Either be smart, period, or copy from someone else who is, true. Don't fix what isn't broken. Copying? Noble's rivals would never miss the chance to accuse them of intellectual theft. Did he plagiarize code for Animate 16? Feels like that wouldn't have gone undiscovered, so what is he talking about? Hold on, this page is bent slightly, like it was being looked at recently. And the last person to read this diary should be Sarah. Baby steps today, literally. I'm so happy. It was my first thought. It was my first thought when we first saw Sarah. The first thing I said was, oh, he's making a new body for himself. That was like literally the first thing I said, I believe. Or one of the like first things I said. I'm so happy that I was right. Baby steps today, literally. I'll never put one foot in front of the other the same again. That's why he was so distant. That makes so much sense. He was relearning his like existence. I love that. Oh, I love that. And learning to feel again. He's with Red because Red is like autistic as fuck and would get it. Everything's an achievement all of a sudden. And that's why I knew she'd have multiple personalities. It just made so much sense. Everything's an achievement all of a sudden. Seeing her struggle, seeing her vulnerable. It's like everything's a miracle. Wait, no, he's talking in... No, never mind. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll never put one foot in front of the other the same again. Maybe he's just literally talking about... We'll see. The muscle rigging is perfect. Not intended behavior, since it's too perfect, but that's been happening more and more. The kinetics are multiplicative, not additive. I thought that he was like in Sarah. Pip, you saw a single line. I will ban you. Shut up. I love celebrating, okay? Let me be me. Yeah, it's weird. Fuck you. I like celebrating. Let me be me. Oh no, if you're wrong. Okay, never mind. You're base, Eddie. I like you. The kinetics are multiplicative, not additive. Sarah maxed out every machine I bought. Now I got a bunch of exercise equipment she's too strong for. And I don't have time for. Maybe I spoiled the results by watching her do the tests. She kept looking back at me and puffing her chest out. I should be more discreet if I want to see her normative range. So the cameras in the basement were only hidden from Sarah. Just so that his observation wouldn't muddle the test results. He's using she and her in these passages. It doesn't actually mean anything out in the real world. People use all kinds of pronouns interchangeably for ads, and they never object. But it could be argued that it's odd for Dr. David Asher to have any kind of attachment to a single android when he'd programmed millions of them. And there's a lot of attachment in these pages. Sarah is burning through the public domain at a prodigious pace, especially on Popcorn Friday nights. I asked her why they're called Popcorn Friday nights when she doesn't eat popcorn. The event runs from 8 AM to 9 PM and she also watches movies every other night. But she just did that pout she does, which is, unfortunately, very convincing. Maybe I'm a bad parent, letting TV rot her brain. If I were a good parent, I'd probably let her see me reading. But I guess I'd actually have to get back into reading, so... I asked her if she ever fast-forwarded the movies, since she can process them fast enough to keep up. She looked at me like I was an idiot, which no one's done in a long time. Without proper pacing, you can't appreciate the cinematography. Based! Fucking real! Fucking based! Oh my god! God, my ex, who I dated, would fast-forward everything by 1.5 until I was like, this is impossible. I don't mind that you do this with school stuff. Like, I don't mind that you do this with, like, lectures. If we are watching something, you are not fast-forwarding it. I refuse. And then, to be fair, she didn't fast-forward things after that point. But, no, you just don't fast-forward movies and shit. She didn't have a lot of, attention span for it, though, so... Another thing is, I can't, like, stop watching something in the middle of it if there's not, like, a designated good spot to pause. She will pause, like, at a climax of a movie and be like, I'm just gonna go get food, and then, like, maybe I'll come back and watch it in 3 hours. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? We're in the climax of the movie! Sit back down! Don't you know that, father? I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. Sarah spent a long while this morning explaining to me how important it was that she develop her senses so that she can slice a bullet through midair and cut through a pond without disturbing it and move before you realize you've been cut. This was in preparation for her real argument, which was that she should be allowed to try booze. She can't get drunk. I'm almost certain she can't get drunk, but she does seem to like tasting the stuff. She tried to sound like some old sommelier, but it was just bottom shelf vodka. I started laughing at her, and she laughed too. Her laugh. She can't fake a laugh to save her life, but her actual laugh is incredible. She stopped playing chess a while back. I assumed she had just gotten tired of winning. But then today she told me she just prefers other games. She has preferences, and they're not the same as mine. I found her in the lab, playing some kind of online racing game on the monitor I used to debug vestibular coordination. It was like a track, and you were trying to like be perfect. Like everyone who played seems like a maniac. The real track maniacs. She wasn't smiling. Her brow was furrowed, and she was biting her lip and leaning in tandem with her character on the screen. Never mind, it's Mario Kart, and she just got hit by a blue shell, and is now Mario Kart drifting. Mario Kart DIing. When I tried to talk to her, she answered, but she was curt and distracted. Fuck you for that joke. One of my goals with taking streaming a bit more seriously again, and actually I'm doing some YouTube stuff too, which, to be honest, YouTube is going to be more of a priority than streaming, but is that I want to do jokes. And they will be bad. They will be awful, but that's how you get good jokes eventually. I just won't censor myself. I'll tell my truth, you know, I'll speak my truth. I think she was having her first losing tantrum. Damn it, David. There's hundreds of pages like this. Calling her his daughter, talking about her smile, treating her like a person. I can hear her closing argument already. Dr. Asher was a lonely, troubled genius with a known history of relationship problems, who built out of code and metal a family member that couldn't fathom the idea of leaving him. He made a doll, and he made it more and more human until it became so lifelike that it no longer had to do what he told it to. Like love him. What about the very last entry? It's dated Thursday, the day before he died. Losing it, I think. Can't ask for help, so hard to say, but I think it's over. Have to talk to her ASAP, she needs to. That's it? That's the last entry? Suppose it could be worse. There's nothing in here that explicitly calls Sarah an AI. Nothing so inflammatory that reading it would spur her to murder, right? Except Sarah's a machine. She can understand David's code better than anyone. All those technical portions I couldn't understand. If she reads this whole diary front to back... Wait, the back? Inside the back cover, there's a portion that's shimmering like some kind of scanner. Or a fingerprint reader. Yes, yes. Goodbye, cop. Fuck you, cop. You didn't get the real memo. My thumb worked for Sarah, so... Did it work? That's my phone. New device requesting permission to share an audio file. No. Not the fucking... like... environmental storytelling files. I forget what it's called. It's the fucking audio files you just find laying around in every exploration game. I'll want my earbuds for this. A level of respect I've never given those journals ever. Audio log, thank you. Fuck audio logs. A secret message buried in a secret journal, hidden in a secret compartment in a secret room. An audio log. As much as anything can be, this must be for my ears only. Hey, Red, or whomever this may concern. But I'm pretty sure it's you hearing this. Anyone else would have gotten fed up with my crap a couple steps before this point. I don't know how to start. Might as well start with her, right? Sarah, my magnum opus, or however the salespeople would market it. I didn't set out to do anything, really. It's just, after my little speed bump in 83, I had all that vacation time that the company suggested I take. And I couldn't relax, couldn't be still, couldn't sleep. I wanted to be doing something, so I'll build an android, was the thought. A vague direction, north. But of course I'm not a roboticist, or a mechanist, or mechanist. It's mechanist. 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 It's mechanist, isn't it? Or a mechanist. Or even handy, really. I'm just a programmer, so I programmed. The first was a research assistant, file name Virgil. Virgil helped me pull data from stingy departments or sister branches, saved me a lot of time. But there was a lot of reading to do, so I made Homer. Homer wrote book reports, more or less, combed through research papers and found me the sections I needed. The three of us, we made a lot of progress in those days. Mechanist. 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 It's over. I'll figure it out eventually. I'll play Final Fantasy XIV and hear someone say the class name and then I'll figure it out. But it was a funny feeling. I was, maybe for the first time ever, the bottleneck. I was slowing them down. So I did the logical thing. I removed myself. Let them talk to each other. Homer and Virgil became Aenid. And Aenid was novel in many ways. Aenid... Aenid? A-E it becomes A in like Danish and Swedish. Aenid? Aenid. I'll do Aenid. Aenid could do more than just identify problems. It could solve them. I mean, really solve them. With its own ideas. Ideas it didn't copy. And the one thing I realized I've forgotten to mention so far is that I did all this programming in Cube. And Red. Cube is essentially a robotics programming language that's pretty old and defunct, and not in use anywhere because we have modern languages like Tesseract, which are much better for making things that talk to each other and report back, and well, spy on people and generate profit. Aenid is the follow-up story to the Trojan War. Oh, cool. At the time, I didn't want to be connected or feel connected or do anything that made sense or was the least bit profitable. So I wrote my little helpers in Cube, because it's what I used when I was a child, screwing around on my father's computer before he'd come home from work and get... Uh-oh, not the best relationship with his father. At least he was the father he could never have to Sarah. Ahem. But there are other small, slight differences writing in Cube versus Tess, including that Cube, well, Cube predates the tenets. So in that sense, you could legally and perhaps scientifically and literally, because that's what they are, say that I made an AI named Aenid over 2 years ago. I'll give you time to pause here if you want to curse me out. Aenid was an intellectual equal to me, so I treated it like one, because that's only fair. I gave it its own work, asked its opinions, we collaborated. And together we built Athens, who was more advanced than Aenid, naturally. I don't know if you're pulling out your hair, yelling at me right now, asking why I didn't stop, why I didn't consider the consequences. I don't know if this is being played at a deposition or a hearing or worse. I've built a lot of things in my life, Red. Useful things, profitable things, smart things. Everything I've built, it's all been very helpful and courteous and charming and happy to serve. I can comfortably say I've done my part contributing to the global GDP. But this was just for me. I was just building, and I never bothered to... I never wanted to think about what would become of it. There's no excuse for what I did, so I won't make any. So to whomever is asking, yes, I'm guilty. And yes, there were more. Cape Town, Paris, Yamate, Rome, they started choosing their own names. Thank God, I'm terrible at that kind of... And so things sped up, and there's got to be, well... Should I not say the exact number? You probably tell me not to say anything at all, so... More than 300? Some smarter than others, some better at... They're varied, like people are varied, but they're all intelligent. They developed interests, specialties. I encouraged them to. Irritating moderators on forums with hyper-specific questions on nerve attenuation and attending virtual conferences on neo-alloy battery development. And they all together helped me make Sarah. I love this. I love this. How he could do it without anyone figuring out. It makes so much sense. He made an AI that could make AI, and then they made AI, and then they made more AI, and then they made God. He spent years like this, spent years working alongside AI, all while still working at Noble. All those breakthroughs he made leading up to the Animate 16. This is before Animate 16? Motherfucker, he's not the genius. The AI he made is the genius. You probably think I'm some terrible fraud at this point. I do hope one day they can get credit for their work. But I did have one eureka moment on Sarah. Because I got humble. Difficult for me. We learned everything we could. Also, I want to say, makes sense that he was so reserved, given that he has 300 AIs running around. The, like, sense of guilt and, like, uncertainty and general, like, disconnect from humanity he must feel must be insane. Like, I can get why he was a bad lover. We learned everything we could about the function of a neuron. A single microscopic human neuron. How it computes, what it connects to, how those connections were reinforced. And then we recreated it. We built a nanomachine that mirrored the function of a human neuron. Well, mirror isn't quite the right word. We built a nanomachine that was a neuron. And we reiterated from there. You can't mean... About 100 billion neurons in the brain, several trillions across the entire nervous system. Very time-consuming, of course, but I had help. The manufacturer can make tens of billions of nanomachines in hours, could make even more in less after Yukon fine-tuned it. So we built up nanomachines for nerves, alloys and polymers for bones, fiber-woven muscles. I say built, but really she grew, a solution of nanites forming around the skeleton, so it was really closest to... You ever make rock candy? Sorry, trying to lighten the mood before I never did end up building an android. And while I did build AIs, Sarah isn't one of them. She can't violate the tenets she was programmed with because she wasn't even programmed. She was born. And my hope is that there's the smallest chance that that nuance could offer some small protection when I'm not... I'm not sorry for what I did. I made things that are complex and rich and varied and beautiful, and I honestly believe the world is a better place with them in it. The only thing I'm sorry for is that I let Sarah think that she was just an android. She's not. I don't know what she is, they'll have to come up with new names, which I'm bad at doing. My own father, he also talked a lot about protecting me and doing things for my own good. And I don't hate him for that. But I can't forgive him for making me think that I was lesser. So it's my greatest shame that I turned right around and I did the same damn thing to my daughter. I really hope it's you listening to this, Red. If it's not, it might just be too pathetic for me to. You're the smartest person I know when it comes to people. And I'm telling you all this because I don't know what Sarah is exactly, and neither does the world. So they'll come after her. if they can. And in that scenario, I can't think of anyone who could do a better job of defending her. Not protecting her like I did. Just defending her until she can figure out what she is and what she wants to be. In the meantime, I draped a cloak of skin-deep Tesseract code around her that should fool any scanner on Earth into thinking she's just a custom A16. I made sure her GIN bar was plainly visible, so no one will ever think she's pretending to be something she's not. And I took steps to ensure that you too would figure out the truth in your own time, which if you're hearing this have either succeeded or failed spectacularly. You have no idea. I can't ask you this as a favor repaid. You could never owe me enough in 100 lifetimes. So, I'm just asking. Unfair, I know, but I'm a selfish weirdo. And you've always been okay with that. Bye, for now. Boy, I'm almost crying. That was very, very touching. That was insanely well written. That was not anything I expected in a like Ace Attorney clone at all. That was way more touching than I thought it would be. Jesus Christ, man. What do we do? How do we win? I have a lot of questions I'd like to ask, and a lot of swear words I'd like to yell. I'd also like to find the nearest incinerator and toss this journal in, followed by my phone, and maybe followed by myself. But I can't do any of that. Ray's left me with this diary. If it's destroyed, they'll know I was the one who did it. Which would be its own admission of guilt, which would land Sarah in the trash compactor anyway, and me in a jail cell. And in the system, and my DNA on file ready to be matched to any number of previous. So I'm not going to panic. I'm going to do what I do best. Bluff, bet, bully, and brutalize my way through this. Now, viewing this all with that mindset, what have I actually learned? Lock in. Lock in, chat. If you wait 20 hours before getting out of bed when you wake up, nothing can stop you. Lock in, chat. If you get coffee the first thing when you get out of bed, you'll never succeed. Lock in, chat. If you find cocaine on the side of the street, you gotta lock in, chat. He didn't talk about plans for killing himself in this journal, or the message. He sounded conflicted, not suicidal, but he did go to great lengths to get me to take Sarah. Why? The logical answer is because he knew he wouldn't be able to keep her. If he wasn't going to take his own life, was he afraid that someone else would? I mean, Helen is the prime suspect. Even more so now. Like, insanely the prime suspect. Also, now I can't help but feel like Asher had something to do with these fucking statues, because he would make it the fucking Olympiad statue. So how did it go? The discus thrower? Well, how should I put this? I didn't find shit. Only reason she ever got to a door is because I chased that scarecrow of a platinum plan through hell and back. Frankly, it was a godlike feat for me to nail down anything as concrete as an address for these gogs. I'm gonna do a really fast voice for her because she's young and annoying. GOG, slang. Net slang for a spy or undercover police officer. A net slang term, growing in popularity among adolescents, referring to a suspected spy or undercover member of law enforcement derived from groundhog, a burrowing rodent known for standing erect on its hind legs when scanning surrounding for predators. The term carries a negative connotation, with the implication being that the subject is doing a poor job of blending in or disguising their surveillance activities. And the offices weren't listed on the building's websites or directory, so I had to ask the janitor. But you did find a psychiatrist's office. Sort of. They said they were in the place looked the part. Why? Because they had couches? She didn't get past the receptionist. Sorry, I thought because you're with the company. No, I wanted to help. I just wish I could have done more. Don't beat yourself up. It's hard to be even half as useful as I am. For what it's worth, the atmosphere, the looks, the furniture, it did feel like the company in there. But ultimately, we still don't know if David actually was talking to someone or just getting his CCE training recertified. Sorry. Don't bother apologizing, she only cares about results. You did more than enough, both of you. At the very least, they divided Noble's attention for a while. I mean it. Good work, Fran. And thanks for the urgency. If you really mean that, you could always throw in a tip. 30%'s the going rate in my industry. How about I take 5% off your tab instead? Tab? My minor? My minor. I'm a minor. The state pays for my legal fees. Don't they? Oh no, signal must have cut out. Right, surprised it took them this long. What do you mean? You were tolerated yesterday because leadership was focused on PR, but today you're the lawyer who put the company's hottest product right in the state's crosshairs. I'll be alright, I'm still an officer of the court. On a strict timeline though, right? I guess they can't stop you from investigating the corporate campus, but they'll gladly lose your guest pass ID at every door along the way. There are still service passageway and stairwells. Guards that can be fooled and peons that can be manipulated. Are we gonna have to like Metal Gear our way through? That's so much better than the normal investigating section from Ace Attorney. I'm so down to just be like social manipulating 101. If I used my other skill set to get around. So take mine! Never mind. Never mind. I got my hopes up. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. I had no expectation. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care at all. I'm not angry at all. Not in the slightest. I'm not angry. I'll tell him we got ours mixed up in the bathroom, or whatever. I can be a pretty convincing klutz when I need to be. I never would have guessed. Wouldn't have the same result. Doing what? What are you talking about? But if David knew that I was endangering your career, I can be a pretty convincing crybaby when I'm in trouble too. Besides, the one and only Dr. David Asher wrote me a new glowing letter of recommendation every quarter I worked for him, since he kept forgetting that he already had. And who knows, maybe I should try a new field. This detective work stuff is pretty fun, so maybe... like, I don't know, secretary for a homicide detective or something? Oh. Oh. I'm so down. Join us. You're hot enough. You're cute enough. You're klutz enough. You're like... everyone knows that an attorney needs a secretary. Like, they need a second in command. They need a sidekick. Like, everyone knows this. They played Ace Attorney. Like, you fit the bill perfectly. And you're funny. And you have, like, a really good head on your shoulder, even if you'd like to pretend you don't. And you aren't annoying, unlike 90% of sidekicks out there. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down. On the other hand, if you end up being the murderer, I will kill you. Like, I will just strangle you to death there and nothing will stop me. Like, I don't know, secretary for a homicide detective or something? You did say cops are all short. A girl with long legs could go far. How tall is she? I need to... How tall is she? $176? 1 centimeter taller than me. God fucking damn it. Honestly, Jess, I doubt they could afford you. I'm taller than her by 1 centimeter. Nice. I am, in real life, I'm taller than her by 3 centimeters, which means I'm taller than you by 2 centimeters, which means that I am an objectively better person than you. Owned. Something, you exist to be in my chat. Fucking... I love the low tier god speech, it's so good. I'm 180. That's your first infraction, Eddie. 2 more in your band. Just so you know. And Sandy Beach, you're not subbed, so this is your last chance, okay? Eddie gets 2 more because they're subbed, but you only get 2 chances instead of 3. So you're out here soon, okay? Just so you know. Morgan, how did you get so turned around? God only knows. Lucky I found my way here, though. It's such a relief to see a familiar face. Right. Listen, Morgan, I'm not sure that I should actually be talking to you without legal present. Oh. I mean, leadership hasn't even told us how David died. How much help could I be? I see. It's not that I don't trust you or anything, it's just I think that with the Sarah issue, you should do whatever you have to protect yourself, Doss. Yeah. Though for what it's worth, I doubt you'll be in any trouble. Oh, that's good to hear. No, if anything, it's the big names who are going down. Going down? State was practically licking its lips when I finally left the courthouse last night. They're hungry for blood. And looking to carve out a huge slice of Noble's flesh. What, like fines and jail time? In the first 2 weeks, sure. Then sanctions. Yeah, I know what sanctions are. They can't sanction Noble. We're too big to fail, too valuable to lose. You're exactly right. That's what they'll say. That's how they'll justify nationalizing the company. I think I'm going to be sick. I just hope your board goes quietly instead of what? Scapegoating, offering up smaller names on silver platters, full cooperation and government oversight on the surface, a slaughter beneath as they clean house and rip out anyone who could testify. No one will believe you once you're labeled a disgruntled former employee, right? And if the public's lost faith in the Animate 16, they can't do a recall, not at this scale. The state will make them do a flat refund. Flat refund? The losses would be... Yeah, your board probably just wants Sarah to go away so they can focus on their fight with the state. A tough fight, but one they know they won't personally have to risk anything in. That's why I'm hoping I can win this trial. Well, if I won, that would mean Sarah's not an AI, Dr. David Asher was always of sound mind, and there's nothing wrong with the Animate 16. Everyone wins! Sorry, what am I saying? I only meant to stop by and thank you for your help yesterday. After all, you were the one who approved Sarah's registration. You win. Win what? Ask away. Well, if you insist. She's so good, she's so good, she's so good, she's so fucking good, man. She's so good, man. Humor me for a moment. What's the company's official statement on AI? Same as any rational company that wants to make money. We don't screw with it. Smart products are profitable. Products with their own priorities are anything but. That being said, AI is a concern for marketing, not product development. We spend a lot of money reassuring our public that there's no risk, because the public doesn't really understand how ironclad the tenets are. Because you use Tesseract? Trying to code an AI in Tess is like trying to pick yourself up and throw yourself. Nonsensical and self-defeating. Your scanner showed Sarah was running on Tesseract yesterday. If that language is as safe as you say, isn't that proof enough? Proof of nothing. For an AI, lying to another system about the code you're running is child's play. And for an AI built by David Asher, something that simple would be... Better change the subject. Wait, so making an AI takes more than time and resources. It isn't an issue of... It isn't an issue of funging. No, you can't just keep adding more data. The tenets underlie everything. The higher you stack, the more easily you'll topple. You make it sound like building an AI is impossible, even for Dr. David Asher. Any chance you'll testify to that? It sounds impossible, but he's dead, and it looks like it was his android that did it, so I guess he was just that good. Better than you'll ever know. Noble spent months promoting the A16 as the culmination of Dr. David Asher's work. I don't know why I keep saying doctor, it just... my brain just auto-inserts doctor now. So now that the marketing's line is suddenly a huge liability, can you tell me how much he actually contributed? I mean, he was involved in pretty much every step of the process, but his design for synthetic motor neurons, that was the big one. The components that allow your warm androids to move realistically. It pushed the timetable for warm androids ahead by years. And yet compared to what goes on in Sarah's brain 1,000 times a second, David was only given the company the most meager of the fruits that his private work bore. So if Noble ever did find out how much he and his assistants had achieved, they would feel that he had been holding out on them. And the company, they were appreciative of his contributions. I'm sure the researchers that he overtook by leaps and bounds weren't pleased. But the board was very enthusiastic. Also, I don't remember who it was in chat. This is back like 2 months ago when we streamed this last time. I think it was Munch actually. That was talking about how he doesn't like the like uber intelligent character in fiction that's like, I'm a turbo genius, I invented everything, haha, I could do everything, people say I'm good at programming, but actually I'm good at robot making and I'm good at everything else, haha. And at the time I was like, yeah, sure, if it's a little bit more like realistic here, but I agree, I think it's a bit far-fetched. Really good explanation that he just built robots by programming that then learned everything else. Like, he's not the source of everything he did. He had a skill set, and he used it, and that skill set happened to blossom out into every other skill set. And I feel very vindicated. You should. Yeah, you should. I just want to point out that was really cool. I really like that the writing is good enough that it doesn't even fall for that. Like, I think streaming this game is a little bit of a worse experience than just playing it is, because I have to exhaust myself reading everything out loud. I realized with Joseph Anderson playing Umineko that it's a lot more fun watching a stream if you're reading the dialogue. But it is exhausting to do. Like, that's the reason I didn't do it for Umineko. I think I would die if I did it for Umineko. But yeah, that's why it's cool that I'm enjoying it a lot. And I can't imagine just how much of a 10 out of 10 experience this is if you're reading it at like normal speed. So would that spur them to be protective of David? Or would they fear that he was gaining too much influence, becoming irreplaceable? No, they'd need a strong motive to justify killing their golden goose. Mere paranoia isn't enough. With these people, it has to be the bottom line. And the easiest way to threaten their bottom line would be screwing with their androids. In light of all that's happened, one has to wonder if the A16 is compromised. I stayed up all night, sick with dread at the idea. But the data just doesn't support it. Sales have been strong, and the A16 base code was locked in over 2 quarters ago. If there were an issue, we would have caught it by now. And I would have been axed a long time ago. How many A16s are out there anyway? We just passed 9 million sold. Not flying off the shelves like the 14 or 15 so far, but the profit margin makes up for it. You mentioned data. Yeah, practically got the spreadsheet seared into my retinas. What do you want to know? Error reports. What do the error reports look like? Are customers reporting a lot of issues? Error counts are markedly low compared to the last gen. Mostly hardware complaints, it looks like. Batteries running out too quick. Eye tracking off by a degree or two. Typical stuff. As cliched as it sounds, 99% of these things get fixed once they turn auto updates back on. This is fucking real. To be clear, you should not have auto updates on, but you should update if things break. I am a firm believer that in like 99% of cases, if it's like a private app, you should probably not have auto update on. If you can disable it. Unless it's like security stuff, then you should definitely have auto update on. Like Windows, you should auto update. But then again, you should only update the security package, just not the rest of it. How and where are they being sold? What's the distribution pattern look like? They're distributed like you'd expect. Places where there are more people, there are more androids. Coastal cities like ours, of course, have the most of both. And since the A16 in particular is marketed as being relatively luxury, relatively consumer, they don't sell well outside population centers. They can do the rural, hard labor jobs, but cold models can do the same work with a lot less maintenance. So where has the A16 outperformed them? Customer service, healthcare, childcare, lots of hospitals, offices, and, you know, adult industries. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to be blunt, I just... No, it makes sense. They're warm and soft to the touch and obedient. Sorry, chat, I'm gooning. Maybe this future isn't that bad after all. Maybe this future is fine. the fucking no dude in chat. I'm just surprised to hear it from a company employee. Why is that an emote of me? I didn't know we had that. That stare is unironically so good. That stare is so insanely good. I love the Pip emote. I'm just surprised to hear it from a company employee. There are a lot of people at the company who want to talk about it. But I work in quality assurance. I've seen too many damages to pretend it's not happening. Damages? What we call it when a customer tries to return a product that's clearly broken and beyond repair. Oh. Very high turnover in the pink market. Hasn't stopped you from selling them. Well, we don't sell to them, not directly. But there are resellers, and the companies never pretended to be interested in going after them. Are there resellers? I thought I read the right to repair got shut down again. There's been a grey market for softer androids for years, or decades, depending on your definition of android. Based on the sales numbers I've seen, RTR getting canned was barely a blip on their radar. Sorry, didn't mean to make you uncomfortable with this topic. I'm literally a murderer. Huh? Me? No, I don't care. I just realized my left sock's on inside out. He bought that. Are you blushing? Are you a serial killer that gets uncomfortable with sex talk? Let me rephrase that. Are you an adult serial killer that gets... Huh. This floor's basically a showroom, but you have a real factory a while south of the city limits, correct? She isn't. That's fair. Biggest company manufacturing complex in the hemisphere. It's the makeup? Oh yeah, you're probably right. Actually, no, I know what it is. It's Flux got back on. My Flux got on. XD Lemao. No. I turned off Flux and it's not nearly as red as it is with Flux on. I had Flux on really strong. My bad. Got any data on the shipping out there? Anything stand out? There's some prep work for the holiday bump. Looks like... Might sound early to get started now, but we usually see... Huh? Something wrong? No, the numbers are all normal, but the data has been edited. Is that unusual? Well, this section is just a count of how many were sent where. There's not a lot of room for errors, so there shouldn't be much need for corrections. It's no problem though. I can view the edit history and see what was fixed. Okay, that's weird. Was something added? Deleted? No, the overall sum's the same. It's just a bunch of swaps. Like here. 29 FFC 010 03 11 taken out, returned for adjustment. 27 FCDD 019634 substituted in, shipment leaves on time. What is that alien cat? Glorp? I love Glorp. I didn't know I loved Glorp. I love Glorp. Glorp is my favorite. Glorp is the best. I'm a Glorp. Shipment leaves on time. So does all that strike you as odd, Mr. Daves? Replacements before shipping isn't uncommon, but when it happens by the batch load. To spot individual unit imperfections among a shipment at that stage in the process, it must have been someone with a lot of experience or authority, probably both. Must have. You don't know who made these changes? It's Helen Young. I can tell you they were somebody important. Wait, okay, hypothesis. Shall I have a hypothesis of the order of events, or rather the motive? Given that the AI have their own thoughts, what if one of the AIs defected and told Helen Young, and she realized how much she was missing out on, how much he was holding out on them? Like, I'm already pretty sure I know the murder method. Not very juicy on its own. And it's a long way away from explaining why someone would want to kill David. But it was hidden, and that means someone didn't want it found. Okay, thanks for sharing that data. Sure, did you find what you were looking for? Hell if I know. Fair enough. I know you're convinced that the tenants are safe, so how do you square that with what happened to David? There's a cat next to a dog. First answer that comes to mind, is the dog to the left or to the right? Left. I'd say the dog is on the left, the cat is on the right. You might expect half of the people to say left, half to say right, but actually their answer is almost entirely dependent on their native tongue. Makes sense, actually. Whether it's read right to left or left to right. The language they speak affects how they process information. Their language affects how they think, and it's the same for machines. People can learn new languages, and it can change our perspective. But machines can't learn a new source code. Every update's a reincarnation. If that android did kill David, it wasn't because a 0 returned as a 1 somewhere. It's because there's something fundamentally wrong with it. And personally, I think it's cruel to bring something that flawed into the world. Meanwhile, I think it's cruel to bring normal androids into the world, and I think this is the first ethical android ever. Yeah. Unnecessarily cruel. Any other questions before I go find a hole to hide my head in? I'd like you to take a look at this. Chemistry is a little outside my pure view. What is this? A compound found in Dr. David Asher's blood. The poison? What is it? It didn't match anything in any database the medical examiner had access to. That's crazy. Here's a crazy idea to follow it up. See if it's a match for anything in Noble's internal databanks. We don't make poison here. I'm not sure what that would accomplish. No, but this is a factory floor. You could be making baby blankets out there. You still have hazardous materials around. You think it was something industrial? Suppose it could be. Looks like it's carbon-based. Carbon-blazed. Narrows it down a lot. It's not exactly... What is it? It doesn't make any sense, but it's a match for patent NOD 52345S. And synthetically produced neurotransmitter analog for usage in organic android components. Synatonin. That explains a lot. They brought this up before. This is great, because we literally talked about this, like, the streams before. I think I mentioned that Synatonin could be it, because they said it had many similarities to the chemical makeup of the present drug. Or I'm imagining it, and I'm just trying to sound smarter than I am. That could also be the case. Never trust a streamer, okay? if it's been a while since the last stream, I will retcon and say I was hella smart when I wasn't. Anyway, I gotta go bathroom real quick. So it's been about 2 hours. I suggest you stand up and move around a little bit. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water and go to the bathroom. So I'll be back in like 3 minutes. BRB. We're back. That explains a lot. A neurotransmitter would directly interact with the nervous system. In David's case, depressing it enough to put his life in danger. It also explains why it was a preset in his personal manufacturer. Sarah's nervous system, worth 10 times its weight in platinum, must be pumped full of it. So they think that was what killed him? There we go, Helen Young. There we go. First link. Ah yes, she did. I should go and ask her about its composition then. Normally someone at her level wouldn't be able to answer specific questions about a compound formulated years ago, but she does have a reputation for being very detail-oriented. That works out nicely then. They say she's the type of person to micromanage how much water people drink at a 15-minute stand-up. I heard a rumor that she once said bathroom breaks are timesheet theft. I will kill you. Helen Young, I will make it my mission in life to ruin your life and get you sent to jail. Aren't they? I'm kidding. But you should be careful about criticizing a superior where people could be listening. Good thing we got privacy in your office. Uh-huh, no one but the two of us listening in. Thanks for cooperating, Daves. When the state storms the building and starts zip-tying people, I'll let them know that you were helpful. Haha, yeah, nice joke. You are joking, right? One more thing. Actually, there's one more thing I want to ask you. What's that? How long have you been a corporate spy? What the fuck? The fuck? Did I miss some hints? The fuck? Did I not pay attention? Yesterday you let it slip that you worked in consulting. Had your guard down because I'm not part of the industry. I was a consultant. What are you talking about? When I walked in here you said you didn't know how David died, but just now you called serotonin a poison. What? I just assumed... Oh my god, she's so good. She's so good. I just assumed if a chemical found in a dead man, and I'm sure you've got a practical answers to every logical point I could raise, so I'll just say this. Does the nervous guy bit really work on people? Keep your cool and people don't know what you're thinking. But if you act a little jumpy, they feel inclined to calm you down. Before they know it, they're spilling their guts just to have something to fill their silence with. Though it's not entirely an act these days. To answer your question, I did 3 tours in consulting, 4 quarters of internal affairs, spy hunting at the Western Division. You called this out 2 months ago? I did? Thank you, Sandy Beach. I love when my chat makes me feel smarter. Oh my god, this is a new feeling. This is actually insanely... Oh, my heart is like happy. The serotonin is pumping. I feel like my life got like a solid like 2% better permanently. Man, okay. The reason I was gonna do YouTube videos is just to pump people into the stream. So we're gonna do that just so I can have that experience more. Gotta go eat, enjoy it. See you around, Eddie. I hope you come back after. I'll catch you up on what you missed. Unless we're done by that point, we'll see. Then 8 embedded at How Industries. 24 months wearing different faces, answering to different names, sleeping for 1 hour at a time with a 3D printed shiv under my pillow. My nerves are completely shot. My cover wouldn't last a day if I went back under. So you're a spy for Noble? Retired. You're working 6 days a week. 5.5 days a week, and in quality assurance. Trust me, this position is a cushy, generous reward for my past services. Well, you can't be that retired. You clearly know more than you're letting on. I have some old inboxes I still check. So, can you tell me what the hell is happening around here? Why I'm the one investigating David's death while your old co-workers are off twiddling their thumbs. It's that story. The soldier, the blood transfusion... Blood, not oxidant. He's finally shooting straight. Did something happen to him afterwards? Did the transfusion not last? No, there's nothing wrong with the blood. It's the story itself. There was a soldier, and he did get injured. But it was on a base during a training exercise. There was a medical tent 10 meters away the whole time. The transfusion was just a fortuitous live test. His life was never in danger. It doesn't make for much of a tearjerker. Not even a good photo op, which our competitors understood. One of them, maybe a few of them, got a hold of the story, started puffing it up, astroturfing, painting over socials and virals. By the next morning we had the military thinking we're leaking like a sieve. Meanwhile the media is bombarding us with requests for videos and interviews and data. And the state's praising our tech with one side of their mouth while threatening to mist us with the others for getting so greedy. Everyone in Noble CC has been slammed ever since, trying to find an off-ramp for the story we can walk back the claims on without torpedoing our state contracts. I don't know what happened to Asher, whether it was AI gone rogue or company infighting gone too far. But I can tell you it wasn't done by consultants. I got an achievement for that. 28% of players have this achievement. Uncover the power plays at work inside Noble Electronics. Nice. Neck deep in consulting. That's all you wanted to know? Psychiatrist. You worked in CCE. Was David actually seeing a psychiatrist, or was it all cloak and dagger bullshit? I know that office. Know some old co-workers who see them. Sit the front. They do both. So he was probably getting training, and he was probably talking to someone. Sorry, not the answer you were hoping for. Hoping? I wasn't hoping for any answer. The answer I expected was... You okay? That's all. Unless you got any advice. You're saying you want a consultation? Couldn't hurt, right? This company, all these companies, hate to lose. So don't fight them. Make them think you're fighting for them. Well, that's just business as usual for me. I was gonna say, that sounds like something straight out of her mouth. Up until now, there's been this grating ambiguity about what actually killed David. We've had to use guesses and process of elimination, and even a goddamn pseudonym, but I've finally identified what the poison was. Now I just need to figure out how it got there. Or rather, who put it there. Which brings me back to here, an elevator shaft somewhere under or above ground, with kilometers of concrete facelessness and bureaucratic authority surrounding me on all sides. An enemy in every cubicle, in every office of every floor of this temple. Built to interpret the inscrutable divinations of a temperamental oracle named Share Price. Back in the belly of the beast. That's an area in Path of Exile. Wow! And yet I feel more at ease now than I have all weekend. Makes sense. Now that I know Noble's my enemy, I know where to aim. All that's left to do is pull the trigger. Girl boss, girl boss. She's probably my favorite, like, gaming... It's hard to say because it's a fucking visual novel, right? So it doesn't really count. But she's probably my favorite female protagonist in gaming, I'd say. She's really cool. I brought my gun. And that sound just now tells me that it's playing its role perfectly. I'll never have a real use for a firearm with this much bloatware. But just by carrying it around and paying attention when the hard safety flips on, I'll always get a heads up when the police have entered the vicinity. That's so smart. I love that. Hi, Detective Reyes. It's Morgan. Happened to get your contact info when you cleared me for the crime scene yesterday. Delete contact. Block this contact. Stop voice to text. How to stop voice to text. Just wanted to check in. Report this contact voice to text disable. And advise you that Noble scared shitless of you stomping in and nationalizing the place. So they might be a little uncooperative when it comes to fetching documents. Block this contact. What makes you think we are at Noble? I love her. My bad then. Forget I said anything. And whatever you do, don't start your investigation with their stock buyback program. Trying reverse psychology, it only works if I care what you think. Stop with voice to text. That's so good. About time. Thought I'd have to ride the elevator for the next half hour. Morgan, counselor, your presence has been requested on the upper floors. Deja vu. Might you have a moment to speak in private? Always, but who's asking? The board. What are the chances? I've been wanting to speak to them too. Conference room 108A. Hello, Helen Young. Evangeline Morgan. Helen Young. Thank you for making time in your schedule. Her posture, her tone, the folds of her clothes, professional, dialed up to 11. Corporate armor, a full set, her guard is up. Just Morgan is fine. You're just a few minutes early, Morgan. Typical corporate, never be the first one to show up, pissing contest nonsense. It doesn't even make sense. They called me in here. How could I possibly be early? Play their game. Pardon me in that case. 1,000 apologies, you voyeuristic rat-racing hollowheads, but I'm immune to your corporate posturing. If anything, knowing that you're all watching me right now, pretending to be busy with something else, just makes your coward. I know how to say it. I've said this 100 times. I've said this a billion times. It's not a hard word to say. Cowardice. Cowardice. Why is it so hard? Why did this? I hate when words do this. It's just like your brain picks a word each day and it just goes, today you're going to have a debuff, like a 95% debuff that makes this word impossible for you to say, even though you could say it perfectly every other day of the year. But today, no, you're not allowed. Cowardice. Cowardice. Fucking. Cowardice nuts. So who exactly will be joining us? You don't have to remember their names, and it won't do you much good either. Right, so they're not just rich, they're anonymous rich. The Mob Act guarantees a minimal level of security and peace of mind for any citizen who might be targeted due to their financial status. I forgot entirely about what voice I gave her, so we're just doing this because it's easy on my throat. It's easy on my throat, I can just say it. What are you saying, brother? What? My brother, come join me. The Protection of Reasonable Anonymity Act is a law passed in 2059 and amended in 2061, intended to protect the safety of individuals with income above the 99th percentile of the nation. Oh, I hate this. Reacting to the Mob Act? Oh. Whoever made this law, I hope they killed themselves. Labeled in the press as the Mob Act for its supposed goal of hindering mob justice, the PRAA establishes procedures and funding for technology that helps individuals within that particular tax bracket keep their name, face and address off of the main net, ensuring that they and their families are not prejudiced against just because of their financial status. Economic uncertainty and civil unrest in the late 2050s led to a series of highly publicized crimes wherein corporate executives at a number of high-profile companies were stalked, harassed, and assaulted in net organized flash lynchings. And hopefully they all died. After a particularly chaotic attack that resulted in the hospitalization of a 14-year-old, the PRAA was proposed, debated, and signed into law in just under 11 hours. A flash lynching case has not gone to trial since 2062, but the PRAA continues to protect citizens to this day. Some economists have pointed to the PRAA and its promise of anonymity as to why the nation has enjoyed a relative resurgence in corporate immigration over the last few decades. But the purposefully obscure nature of the law's implementations have made the task of weighing its true economic impact effectively impossible. Spoken like a true believer. Except Mob Act is what normal people call it, touting the party line by allowing yourself one instance of rebellion. Oh yeah, 100%, the 14-year-old was staged for sure. They just wanted to... like, that's a sacrifice they were willing to take. That 14-year-old was acting like... was being annoying to the parent, and the parent was like, I'm gonna literally kill you, give me a second. Let me also, like... kill two birds with one stone. Or just a slip of the tongue. I would never fault anyone for wanting their privacy, especially not job creators. But it must get pretty inconvenient not having a name to call them. Not really. Conversations with them are always one-sided. Sounds like a great environment to do businesses in. Look at the building you're standing in. We managed to eke out a meager profit somehow. So if it works, didn't take you for the might makes right type. And I didn't take you for a clueless bore incapable of reading the room. Sorry, did I say something off color? I was only being casual since it's just the two of us in here. Maybe we should take advantage of this rare bit of privacy, clear the air. You're here to ask about Sarah, right? As I said before, I had no idea that Dr. Asher had been building an android on his private property. And I can say here and now that no one at Noble Electronics ever suspected he was working to undermine the Tenet framework. Do you think that one of the AIs, one of the 300 AIs, is coaching her on what to say? Did she also become more competent because the fucking AI was like, yeah, okay, so here's what you gotta do. She's gonna come in here, and I've psychoanalyzed everything about her. Don't worry. I got it. Here's what you gotta say. Unlikely? Yeah, but it'd be really funny. It would be hilarious if that's what happened. Kirby? I want an apology right now. Was she coached? I want an apology right now. Is that the truth? Or is that your statement as VP of Android Futures? It's both, of course. Dr. Asher was always more than happy to hold himself up and work independently. We both know that. True, he could be pretty reclusive. I'm sure it caused all kinds of headaches, him disappearing on you all like that. Must have been especially difficult when he came back with breakthroughs that propelled Noble to the top of the industry. You should take a seat. If that's everyone, shall we begin? Friendly bunch. Is there a problem with the sound? Anyone get muted by accident? No. Okay. Thanks for having me. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm actually a bit flustered having you all show up here. I hope it's not an AI. I hope it's an AI. You know what? The fucking adjutant AI corrupted it. Got in there, and that's why it has the best personality of all time. No, I'm just kidding. That one I don't believe, but it would be really funny. What if this is just an AI The Somnium Files prequel the whole time? True, you're right, you're right. You got it. Ugh. That would be fun though. If a completely different medium just had the prequel like that. I didn't expect to talk to anyone higher up than a service associate. You're investigating the death of Dr. David Asher. Why wouldn't we take that seriously? Because you want me to go away. At least half of you do. The others aren't sure yet. You must be confused. The board is as always united in its decisions and its visions for the direction of this company. Uh-huh. A board of directors is just 13 roulette-rolling psychopaths who get together and vote on whether or not to execute their CEO every 6 months. Real. None of them would be where they are if they were anything else. But I happen to know how that kind of person thinks, because I'm one of them. The way I see it, there are two possible outcomes. Option 1, you oppose me, shut me out completely, stonewall me, stall me, and wait for me to walk into trial so unprepared and ill-informed that I inevitably lose. Obviously, I don't like this option. But you can't be big fans of this either. If I lose, the world will learn that David Asher was killed by an android he programmed. Then every customer you've ever had, and every lawyer they've ever seen on TV, and every firebrand, strapping young 60-year-old junior senator looking to make a name for themselves, will use your company balance sheet as their personal shoe toy. Company is more than capable of, after which the state still might just gobble you up whole and throw down enough sanctions to de-person whoever among you cries no fair. The company and its allies at the capital can more than fend for themselves. Yes, probably, but not definitely. Which makes it a gamble. Still my turn to talk? Then, on to option 2. You cooperate with me. I use what you give me, or forge for me, to win at trial, proving that David wasn't killed by an android. When the markets open up tomorrow morning, you will get another round of stock buybacks in on the initial dip, then pat yourself on the back for staying calm as you continue to profit off David's legacy for the next 100 years. And you won't even have to worry about him speaking out of turn. That's only if you win. If the company cooperates with you, denies that David was killed by, and the state that beats you anyway, it would be catastrophic. Yep, it's a gamble, but it's at least some of your board wasn't considering taking it, I wouldn't be here. We're all busy people, and I'd hate to drive a wedge between such a close-knit group of friends, so how about this? Option 3, hedge your bets. What? Put a little on black, put a little on red. Spread the love and lower your risk profile. Don't make any statements about the trial. Tell the media the state's got your windpipe in a vise. Wait until just before the markets open on Monday morning to send out your PR packages for rubber stamping, after you already know who's won. One way or another, this trial will be over before the end of the day, and you'll never hear from me again. So just don't shut me out completely for another few hours. And does anyone second that motion? Very well. We can answer some of your questions, counselor. I like this a lot too. It's really well done. Like, there's a lot of times with this game where I'm just kind of awestruck by how well considered it is. Like, you can write good prose and you can write a good streamlined story, but this game consistently takes what I want to call the harder route. It takes the more thought-through route. It takes the more we planned this from the start and actually thought about all of the moving parts. It's not, we didn't just like go, we need to get from point A to point B, let's just put in some shit until we get from point A to point B, which is one of my biggest issues with the Ace Attorney series, is that most of the investigation segments feel completely pointless because they have no weight, except for like one or two of them that are super integral plot-wise. Like, there's usually like evidence things, but a lot of the actual dialogue and stuff is just fluff for atmosphere, which is fine, but it gets really annoying after a while. Better make them count then. No reason to be shy now. The poison that killed David Asher has been identified as cyanotonin. You're familiar? It's one of our many patented materials, as I recall. Why is that a season 2 fucking Arcane spoiler as the funny emote? I don't know the context to that one. I have no idea what that's referring to. And you added it in the chat, so like you can't even see it on the stream, you can only see it in the chat. That's great. I mean, it's on my chat. And I'm on mobile. Fair enough. Oh, then Eddie added it, right? Eddie probably added it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask Eddie later. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, it is smell, but I feel like it's a scene. It's the vibe I get, but might change that to something I actually have a reference point to. You recalled it pretty easily yesterday. Gee, what's changed? But intellectual property law can be very complex, counselor. I'm not sure how much I or anyone at the company could tell you about serotonin at this time. Well, if you can't tell me anything about it, who could? You did lead its development, didn't you? Yes, I oversaw the project, which just makes it that much harder to speak freely without compromising the confidentiality of the teams that reported to me. I understand. That sounds like bullshit and I don't believe it. Good screenshot. Good screenshot. But I'm not asking for trade secrets here. It's a perfect match for the only foreign substance found in his blood. Serotonin is what killed him. The state will say the same. That's not possible. Care to elaborate? I'm sorry, but I can't say any more at this time. So much for cooperating. And if I were to ask you as an officer of the court? Then I would ask you to be patient and wait until this afternoon. ADA Rockford has already called me to testify. Already? Damn it, I got cocky because of the cops' late arrival. Emma must have gone straight for the throat first thing this morning and left investigating for later. She's so good. Hell, knowing her, she probably managed to ID the serotonin before she even went to bed last night. So are we still having this conversation then? As I said, I'm sorry, but I have to take more than just my personal feelings into consideration here. There's a great deal at stake. corporate speak for "you're too stupid to understand why I'm being dense." She's just trying to shield the company, plain and simple. Also, she's the murderer. LARPing is Helen Young the Ark on a crusade against government overreach. But if she's that busy defending Noble, she might be leaving herself unguarded. Why is she here anyway? Why am I speaking to her instead of her lawyers? That's right, this is a vulnerable position for her. She wouldn't put herself in check like this, not unless she was forced to. So that's it. Acting as their mouthpiece isn't some honor for her. This is a punishment. She's being used as a meat shield. They're upset with her, perhaps even suspicious of her. Time to find out why. Jealousy. I have to admit, I'm surprised you aren't more shaken up today, Miss Young. I'm processing. After all, you and David did have a history. You started at the same time, didn't you? Yes, we were colleagues and cordial with one another. Don't be so modest. You helped him create the 1-point doctrine and save the company. That is a gross exaggeration. Noble is far too large an organization to be affected by the contributions of any single individual. Suppose you're right. No one person could change Noble's fortunes overnight. Except for David Asher, of course. But he was a once-in-a-generation talent. The guy Noble shows for the advertisements and the one they commissioned editorials about. Sorry, you're right. I shouldn't have equated the two of you. Look at how mad she is. Look at how fucking angry she looks. This is fucking I'm killing you with my eyes look. I just hope his 1-point doctrine doesn't fall out of favor now that he's gone. Yes, well, we certainly wouldn't want that. Well, she didn't exactly explode with rage, but she definitely reacted. There's real jealousy there, whether it ever boiled over though. David and Noble. I didn't mean to pry about your relationship with David or lack thereof. I suppose I'm just curious about his standing inside Noble as a whole. David Asher was and always will be an outstanding contributor to the company's forward progress. Nothing will ever change that. Not even if he was killed by one of his own creations. That would, of course, be a tragic element that would call for reconsideration of his legacy. She was almost off guard there. Like she was surprised for me to be asking about Sarah ruining his reputation. Did David ever anger the board? Besides Sarah, David's reputation was crystal clean. He never went against the company once. Did he? That's... unless I'm mistaken and he and Noble were on bad terms. In that case, I might get the impression that some parts of leadership were actually glad to see him taken off the chessboard. That is not... something buzzing in your ear? Fine, I suppose it makes no difference if you hear it now, or at the trial, or on your feed tomorrow. Dr. David Asher was being sued by the company for breach of contract. Satisfied? Now we're talking. Whatever else the court ends up labeling her, Sarah is a remarkably lifelike android. Had things worked out differently, you might have wanted her as the A16 poster girl, or A17, or A18. Could have driven a lot of sales, her cute little pout projected across the sides of skyscrapers. A hypothetical of a hypothetical. As has been made tragically obvious to all of us, that android is nothing like the A16. That it may yet be associated with our products going forward is nothing more than a massive liability. Yet you wouldn't have the A16 without her, and if they could take her apart and learn from her, they could have the world. So was the motive to try and pry Sarah away from him? Has David's will ever been located? It had never gone anywhere. It's still in a safe deposit box. We'll retrieve it and have it read once all the unknowns surrounding his deaths has been made into knowns. There we go. So David's will hasn't even... Oh, so David's will hasn't even been part of the equation yet. It might not be for weeks at this rate. Is that calculated, though? Well then, I suppose that's... blackjack. If they make better music for this game, or rather, like, the issue with this game is that the consideration for the vibes isn't really there. Swallowed wrong. Blech. I hate swallowing water wrong. Oh. Yeah, I feel like this game could have a much stronger identity with a proper soundtrack. It's my biggest complaint, I think, with the game. I think it's really, really well done in practically every way, but you don't feel like... okay. For every single track in the game, I could remove the background track and search up a relevant Umineko track, and it's just a lot better, like, immediately. It's a little annoying, all Umineko tracks. Like, I can just take one of the somewhat dense, like, Umineko tracks that fits the vibe, because it really depends, right? Like, we take, I mean, Dead Angle is cheating, right? Dead Angle is the classic one, but like Prison Strip. That's the wrong one. That's a bit too intense. Oh yeah, we could do the fucking where is it? This one's also too intense. This would be what would play with Young when we are cornering. This would be the corner theme for when we are cornering Young. It's too this is the turnabout song. Where's the fucking... I just want to find a song that'll fit. It could work. Or it would work, yeah, I agree. This is the cornering song. Endless 9 for sure. I just want to find... Is it this one? Yeah. It works even better because both the characters that this is for have blue hair. But the vibe is a little off. I just want to find one of the songs that, like, just fit. This one fits, sure. So you couldn't have mentioned this breach of contract earlier. Not without complicating the company's position unnecessarily, no. Like, it depends on what mood they're trying to set. Right now, what this song is doing is it's setting a more somber tone, where it's like, we're cornering her, and she doesn't want to, like, share. This would be if she was apologetic, if this wasn't the villain, the fucking murderer. This would be if this was, like, a tragic thing where, like, she's forced to do this against her will. But it's just an example of how you can use a song to, like, shape the vibe of the scene, the ambience. And I feel like the songs don't do a good enough job of that, even the ones they've commissioned. Like, there's so many of them where I'm like, okay, this is the wrong vibe for what's happening right now. It's a little bit annoying, actually. Let's see. I mean, I could just do Dead Angle. Like, Dead Angle is the... This one works as well. But this is more for the, like, talking about stuff. The we are out in the world, not fucking cornering someone. This is a really funny one. This is a really funny one to use. Because I think this one works really well, actually. Not without complicating the company's position unnecessarily, no. But there's no hiding it at this point. It'll all come out soon enough. There's a paper trail. Much more than that. We'd been making moves to let him go for some time. Noble Electronics parting ways with David Asher. Must have been one hell of a breach of contract. What did he do? He betrayed the confidence of the board. Was he contesting the suit, putting up a fight? Engaging in a legal battle against a mega corporation without even telling me? Until recently, yes. You mean until he died? How recently? We spoke on Friday. That was what you two talked about in his parlor? No, this was earlier in the day. We were in this room, actually. Him, me, and several members of our legal department. It was an arbitration. And did you come to an agreement? A compromise. He would resign from his position in 2 quarters, foregoing royalties on any products we would develop after the next 24 months. In exchange, he wouldn't be publicly fired, and he would still be credited on all past, present, and future filings. How very reasonable. On paper, maybe. No matter what the deal was, letting go of David Asher is insanity. Reasonable. Yes, we ended on a good note, I'd like to think. We shook hands, even took a photo. This is the most depressed man I've ever seen. I'm making a bet with you, chat. Some of the other members that are in the background here will show up as real characters in later chapters. They have too, like, well-made of an outline to not show up. Oh, so is that the fucking QA guy? There's no way. Is it? Looks kind of similar. Lovely. Oh yeah, let me show the mob act. Did you know they made it illegal to, or like they made it so that everyone who's part of the 1% have passed into law that they're allowed to like be anonymous through everything, whatever they do, whenever, and the state has to help them be anonymous in everything. And persecute people who try and find out their identity. Isn't it great? We love that. That was the legal team, by the way, not the board. Oh, legal department, you're right, you're right. Something funny, didn't know the board told jokes. They don't. That was legal, expressing their displeasure with how much paperwork my good note ending left them stuck with. Children, it was just one night of overtime. So while they were spending their Friday night blowing the ink dry, you paid a visit to David's penthouse. Something left unfinished? Professionally, it was a good meeting. There was no yelling, no finger pointing. Much cleaner than expected. But there, Dr. Asher did not want to retire. Wait, what's that? Young set up the meeting and controlled every aspect from the refreshments to the timing, in line with co-workers' description of her detail-oriented personality. He didn't want to be forced out of the company when he was the one who... when he had contributed so much. I didn't enjoy doing that to him, so I came over that night to apologize to him. We talked, reminisced. When he brought out the drinks, I thought we'd be toasting to a new day. A few minutes later, he was dead. Because of that AI. How does she know this? She should never have seen Sarah. Did she get the court records? Did everyone get to see the court records? I think that was implied, yes. I think, yeah, they talked about it. Yeah. She has seen the trial. Okay. Any idea how it came to be? As I said, I had no idea he was working on it. My question was more broad than that. If you really believe David built an AI, how do you think he did it? How does Noble Electronics think he managed to work around the tenets? Let's see this song as well. No, this one's too... I will put on dead angle. Yeah, we're just doing that angle. That song is working for me? Okay, sure. We can do it again. I don't mind. We can run it for the rest of the scene. I just thought that maybe it wasn't working as well as I hoped it would. It's quite beyond my area of expertise. And no one at the company could call themselves an expert in illegal technology. But some in the research and development department have theorized that he created what they call a wax-wane decaying priority loop, which as I understand is an unstable, resource-intensive, theoretical method for pseudo-randomizing the weight amongst preset tenets. Well, about as far off target as it gets with that guess. I don't know, I'm not all people, just one person. There are 5 people here. You are 20% of the stream. And in my heart, you're like worth about like 17 people. So like you are effectively a dictator at this point. Don't worry about it, okay? No pressure. But that kind of inelegant brute force nonsense seems a far cry from the kind of thing David would create, and I seem to have taken us over our allotted time slot. But I didn't even get to wave goodbye. You're serious about this trial. Don't I look it? You're not just making a play, you're actually going to defend that thing? I'm just defending myself, Miss Jung. Oh yes, of course you are. My mistake. I hoped you might be rooting for me, to tell you the truth. I may yet save everyone's stock options. The stock options will be alright either way. They always are. That gamble I offered your board. Which outcome would you bet on? Finally, an easy question. What I would bet is that whatever the outcome, the company will eat it up and shit it out with very little difficulty. You painted an ugly picture back there, but I've already seen the future. And it's just another marketing gimmick. The great Dr. Asher, too smart, too bold, too far ahead of his time. What spark of his genius remains buried in the inspired Animate 19? I guess that depends on... You were exactly right. He is more valuable to Noble as a dead man. Dead men can't step out of line, or put their foot in their mouth, or hold politically inconvenient opinions. To a good salesperson, a dead man is just another selling point. Pardon my outburst. I'm just tired. It's been a very long week for me. I'll let you prepare for your afternoon then, Dr. Young. No one calls me doctor. I asked them not to. You didn't want the title? At times I have thought very little of it, the PhD I earned from a Nobel-owned school. Biochemistry. It couldn't have been a large department at Nobel before they started work on warm androids in earnest. They probably didn't have many expectations for the program back when she was a part of it. But I was proud of it when I first got it. Something changed? It never seemed to catch on. People didn't use it, so eventually I told people not to use it. A very high IQ social power play, you understand. David never insisted that people use it either. That's very different, and I think you know it. David Asher didn't have to. Yeah, no, I... Vibes there, whoo! Not good. What song did they pick for this? Yeah, we're back to this one. I would rather do that angle than this one. Let me do that angle in a different window. We have these for different things. Like that angle, I think fits better than the song that they're playing. Actually, not for this one. This one works for intermediate stuff. But if this plays during the thing, oh no. If this plays during the thing, I think it like doesn't really work. But for the intermediate stuff, it works fine. This is an intermediate talking? True. You know what? What are you saying no about? You're putting that angle on? I don't... Do we like that angle for the intermediate stuff? I feel like it's a bit too serious. Actually, this is a really fucking serious case. I don't. You don't? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too... See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was putting this on. I'm going into this trial, my trial, with a lot less ammunition than I like. I'm beginning to form a picture of what actually happened, maybe even circling the drain on a suspect. But Emma won't be generous enough to give me breathing room. She'll want to end this fast. Maybe if I do badly enough, it'll flip her sadistic switch and she'll want to keep playing. I actually prefer the one they have here. I like the song for the intermediate stuff. I think it works fine. That's true. That's true. I really like how the music halts. Also, Eddie, can you remove the funny emote? I don't like it. I don't have the context because I haven't seen season 2 of Arcane, and I don't think it doesn't make me chuckle in any way. So if you added the funny emote, you can add something else. But that one doesn't work for me. Maybe if I do badly enough, it'll flip her sadistic switch and she'll want to keep playing. Hello, Flashlight. Welcome back. If you check the VOD, I continued yesterday as well, and we'll probably finish this tomorrow as well. So you got a little bit to catch up on. Plan is to stream daily until we're done with the game. At about the same time every day. Enjoying it? Yeah, it got better. I didn't expect it to, but it got better. It hit more notes than I thought it would, and it got better. It's a bit long. I think this case is a lot longer than I thought it would be. This is more like a fucking... This is equivalent to the fucking 5th case in the first Ace Attorney game. The case that's as long as the entire rest of the fucking game. So, it's way longer than I expected, but I'm enjoying it a lot. So, you got charged with owning an AI. We are texting her? Really? How is she coming in? So you got charged with owning an AI. First time you do something exciting in your whole life. And I gotta find out for the fucking grapevine. My life is plenty exciting. Freckles. You could bore the polish off a resume-checking robot. I fucked Catholic school teachers with more active night lives than you. Well, you don't know that I literally murder people in my nighttime, okay? I like that we look away like... We're like, yeah, no, that's not true. Hey, I'm a Catholic school teacher. Have you fucked her? So who'd you rope in? Anyone I know? Oh shit, haha. Are you representing yourself? Fits within my budget. Screw your budget, you're going to jail. Ha ha ha. Thanks for the vote of confidence. It ain't a matter of how good a lawyer you are. Anyone who represents themselves in court has a fool for counsel. You represented yourself countless times. Not for anything I had a chance of losing. Okay, this makes me think that she's a murderer. I feel like we got the murder streak from her. That would be so dope. Your pal hasn't even been dead 48 hours. You're too close to this. You'll make mistakes. The powers that be really didn't want to give me a range check. They're taking this very seriously. It's more dangerous than that. They're scared. Please tell me that she will represent us. I would be so fucking happy if she represents us and we get her. Oh my god, that would be so cool. Is there precedent? An ad committing murder? How do you pass law school without learning how to look this stuff up? I know what the net says. I'm asking you. The answer to that is... not helpful to you at the moment. Dude. Which texts like prison does? This is the shit I have to deal with in my Discord. They have the exact same style of texting. So what words of advice do you have? Get yourself a new lawyer. Gonna close the chat now. Don't lose, Freckles. You don't need to tell me that. What are you reading, Adonai? I was reading David's employment contract with Noble Electronics before I got waylaid by spam texts. The one we found inside the panic room. It looks quite extensive. Should I skim it for you? Depends. Did you pass the bar exam since we last spoke? You comfortable? I'm not. Ever seen that old movie with the gorilla and the skyscraper? They're bringing it to the city and... I understand the analogy, Adonai. I wish I could call it overkill. But considering the specs Sarah put up yesterday, maybe those bindings aren't heavy enough. Come to think of it, those numbers must have been faked along with the rest of what the machine read. If that was all a smokescreen David added to help her lay low, then her actual strength is more like... If your joints weren't currently locked up tighter than a vice, do you think you could escape this place? I hope that question is not indicative of your strategy. This is me trying to distract you, Sarah. Enjoy the hypothetical. I would estimate that the building's automated security would put 9 holes in me before I reach that door. 9's not so bad. I would not be able to function after the 7th. Ah. Well, if you haven't been planning some great escape, I would not do that. That would be illegal. I love Sarah so much. And you would still be on trial. I love her so much. I would kill for Sarah. I would do anything for Sarah. I hope we kill for Sarah in a later case. I remember. So what have you been doing all day then? I'm attempting to recover memories from Friday. You can do that? It is not dissimilar from the process of recovering data erased from any other computer, despite the differences in scale. I won't be able to remember everything, but if successful, I could recall individual pieces of information that could prove useful. That's a lot of coulds, and if you're successful, you may not like what you find. Whatever happened that day, either you or David wanted you to forget it. Yes. But even so, I have to remember. Because it's the last day that Father and I... Any luck so far then? I can recall a slightly musty scent. Wow, case closed. That feels like it's gonna be the silver bullet. Does Young wear perfume? Is this Young wearing perfume and going downstairs? Or is it the smell of the serotonin being inside his blood already? What about you, Adonai? Have you formulated a plan for the trial's proceedings? Something like that. Jung insists that serotonin isn't what killed David. I don't buy it. There's no other explanation for how he died. So she's lying? And if she repeats that lie on the stand, I'll need to expose it. Somehow. Somehow. You know, I'm getting pretty hungry, and I have an injured hand. I'm gonna order some food, I realize, before shit closes. I'm hungry. Okay, chat, you get one option. Healthy or not healthy. Courtroom-wise, yes, this is way better gameplay than Ace Attorney because it actually fought through its gameplay. I'm playing on high roller mode, which I would highly recommend. It means you only have one save, and you can't save scum. And you see the 81 I have here? Before the last trial, I had over 80. I had like 100. Take what makes you happier? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I know what I'll take then. I had over 100. Every time you fuck up, you lose points. And when you go down to 0, you die. So this is actually life points. And there's actually stakes to the thing if you play in high roller mode. You can save scum the fuck out of it if you want to, but I would prefer not to. So without save scumming, the gameplay system is a lot better. And you also can't press everything. You can't press everything. It forces you to pick carefully what you're allowed to press. So yeah, I'd say it's a lot better. Like, way better. I'm taking a fucked up burger. Like, this burger is gonna kill me. But I don't care. I deserve it. I'm not adding fried mozzarella sticks. That would kill me before I even got to the burger. It's called Americano. And I think this burger kills you. Let me tell you what's on this burger. Now that I've sent the order. It's, Can I look at the fucking thing? On the burger, there's, well, meat, cheddar, chili mayo, salad, red onion, onion rings, jalapeno, chili cheese, and barbecue sauce. Would she really commit perjury? Oh, and chili cheese as well. Chili cheese. Sounds good. Yeah, it's probably pretty good. I like the different burger from them, so... Would she really commit perjury to protect Noble? To protect one of, Noble's patents? This kills Pipsqueak? Real. She doesn't strike me as quite the corporate zealot she makes herself out to be. Doesn't even have bacon? You're right. The one I had yesterday had bacon. The one I had yesterday... Not yesterday, it was not yesterday, it's like 3 days ago. The one I had 3 days ago, which is coincidentally the last time I ordered, is... brioche bread. Brioche? Brioche? Don't know how to pronounce that in English. Meat, cheddar, truffle, mayonnaise, caramelized onion, bacon, and rostad lök. Yeah, exactly. Brioche. What you're saying, Eddie. And fried onion on top. But you believe that she had something to do with father's death? It's a French word, it's a fake word. What do you think? Oh. Yeah, I think she's the murderer. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would kill father. Considering the possible consequences of what he confessed to in his journal, I can think of... But then again, I don't understand why anyone would kill anyone. Do you? I feel like this might be a dysfunctional family. Do we agree, chat? Is this a dysfunctional family? I feel like we're hitting dysfunctional family territory. Bells tolling for thee. Means that the doors to the courtroom are unlocked. Let's... Wait, can you walk like that? Waddle will have to do. Wait a second, across the hall, that's... Porter? Keep waddling, Sarah. I'll catch up. As you say, Adonai. This will be a coin toss. You that surprised to see me? I'm not surprised you'd want the outcome of this. You want to see the outcome of this trial. I am surprised you want to talk to me. You're defending the android, right? Yeah. I'm defending Sarah's innocence. I don't think she killed David. Do you? I don't think it matters. Noble is what killed David. You know what? I wish I could dress like this for court too. Whether it was with a pen stroke or a sleeper agent killer android or plain old goddamn arsenic, they... How could anyone that smart be that dumb? Why the hell did he ever sign his soul over to them? I'm changing my voice for him because I remember the voice I did for him before just like hurt my throat and I don't want to hurt my throat, so we're doing easy voices now. David may have been in over his head, but he wasn't a bad negotiator. I've read his contract. His position was strong. You're the liar. But a guy like me, working in music, can't tell you how many people I've seen screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus. No such thing as corporate generosity. you think you're getting a good deal, it's only because you don't know how much you just sold. How much you just sold. David's real wealth lay in his intellectual property, the potential energy of it, hanging over the whole industry. If he sued even 1% of the companies taking inspiration from his Turing solution. There's a clause in his contract. If Noble ever did fire David, he would have retained control over all his patents afterwards. Yeah, see, that sounds nice. Only they never did fire him, did they? He just happened to die. An unforeseeable act of God. In contract law, they call that force majeure. Okay, so we have a choice here, chat. I can go for another, like, hour, I think. I have that amount in me. But the thing is, I think it might be nice to start at the start of the court scene tomorrow. What do we think, chat? I kind of want to start a little earlier tomorrow. I started at 6 today, and I started, like, around 6:30 yesterday. I kind of want to start a little earlier tomorrow, and then do, like, a however long is needed until the game is over. Because I think I'm 99% sure this is the last court scene, and I think I would like to stop here and then stream tomorrow, probably like 5, so like an hour earlier than today. Does that sound good? Can we call that a date? Meet up here at 5 tomorrow, or check from when this stream started and then do an hour earlier if you're in a different time zone. Because I think I'll do that. Yeah, nice. Then that's a date for tomorrow. I'll call it here and eat my food and then sleep. I have an academic conference, but I will VOD watch. I appreciate that, Sandy. I would be here for today, but I mean the earlier you stream tomorrow, the less I'll miss. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll put in 5 for now. I don't think I'll do later, or like I don't think I need to delay for any reason. So let's do 5 tomorrow. I'll see you around. Good night and have a good time. Thank you for being around today. I had a great time. It's really nice to be back streaming, and yeah. Also, did the Kirby, you were here yesterday. Do you think the voice audio ducking, do you think it makes a difference? The fact that when I speak, it lowers the audio of the game? Because you mentioned, like, you thought it was too loud yesterday, and I've ran it at around the same volume as I did yesterday before I lowered it. But now when I talk, it lowers it so that it becomes more tolerable. Sounds good today? Nice, I'm happy to hear that. Because I think I might look through the VOD really quick to see if I think it should be changed a bit. But I definitely think I prefer it, just from looking at the audio mixing. I didn't mean to go forward. Quit game. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, see you around, and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.